Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome the fuck back. If you're sensitive, if you're a fanboy, if the only thing you can talk about is David Benavidez, this is not for you. We talk about all of boxing. Some guys get on this podcast when I drop the link, and the only guy they talk about is David Benavidez. They don't know no other fighter. If it's not to ride this man's nuts, they literally have nothing to say. I say, well, what about this fight? What about, Ryan Garcia? What about Teofimo? What about the monster of Nui? What about Usyk? No, these guys go, no, but I want to talk about Canelo Benavidez. I want to talk about Canelo Benavidez. Like, shut the fuck up with Canelo Benavidez. That's all these guys get on here and talk about. Talk about something else. Talk about something else. Show us you're a boxing fan. And yet these the same fucking guys that get on here and swear up and down, oh, I'm a boxing fan. But I never hear them talk about Usyk. I never hear them talk about any other weight class, any other fighter but David Benavidez. They don't talk about shit. They don't even know. They have no idea who Opataya is. All they know is Canelo Benavidez. That's all they know. They don't know nothing else. Be boxing fans for once in your fucking life. That's all I'm asking. Just be a fucking boxing fan. Stop. And you know who you are. I'm not even going to say any names, but you know who you are. I don't mind talking Benavidez. I don't mind talking Canelo. There's a platform for everybody to talk about any topic they want to talk about. I ain't no fucking hater. But the one thing I will tell you is that if you got this man in your mouth, up and down your throat every 5 seconds, and it's Canelo fight week, it's Ryan fight week, it's the Monster of Nui fight week, it's a fight week for all of these fighters, and the only guy you can talk about is David Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. And you ain't no boxing fan. You're a fucking fan boy. And we know there's a couple guys on the panel that do that. That's all I'm going to say. Now let me get back to the regular scheduled program. I'm going to drop the link so everybody can get on here and they can talk their shit. And if you get on here talking Benavidez, the floor is yours. You can talk whatever you want. All I'm saying is just be warned that we putting that out there, but you can talk about anything you want. I'm not no hater, and everybody's welcome to the platform. Everybody can talk about any topic you want. But I would assume, since it's Canelo, Ryan, Teofimo, Haney, you got the Monster and Nui, you got all these fights. I'm assuming these guys that say they're sports fan will actually want to give on here, give their predictions, and talk about other things other than that one guy. That's all I'm saying. People say, oh, IBFP, you're a Canelo fanboy. I don't even understand that because I talk about other topics. These guys don't talk about shit but David Benavidez. You can see my history. You can see my resume. I got live streams about all these guys. These guys don't talk about shit but David. And then when we don't talk about David, they don't even show up. When we start talking about other fighters in other weight class, they click off and rage bait. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to get on here. We're going to talk all this shit. And I'm going to tell you this. Edgar Moreno, we got to talk to you. Solidus T, Fight Sports, Hit Kid is about to piss bloody all over Sebastian Fundora. Best believe that. We got a hell of a show to you for night. And look, we're going to do our prediction league tonight. I want everybody picks in for the fights because if there's an upset, I don't want to hear nobody backtracking talking about, no, I called that. You didn't call shit because we got it on record. So we about to find out who picked what and what's going down. Let me read these comments and we're going to start adding everybody to the chat. My brother states, if you kiss a hot dog before eating it, this is not for you. Oh, my goodness. Ashy Knuckles, is he talking about you? Ashy Knuckles, do you kiss a hot dog before eating it? Ashy Knuckles, the world wants to know. The world wants to know if you eat an elote the long way. This is not for you. That's all I'm going to say. Salute my brother. My brother B. Roger, salute to you, my brother. He says, salute, Nuke. May 2nd and 3rd is going to be lit. You're absolutely right, my brother from another mother. Thanks for supporting the channel. Much love for you guys, man. Let's go ahead and get everybody on the show, and let's get these predictions. What's up, Edgar? What's good, my brother?
What's up, Nuke? Salute. Been a while since I've been back on, but salute.
Salute, my brother, man. It's always good to talk to you. And I'm gonna tell you this, Edgar. If nobody else tell you this, you're one of the most unbiased guests that I ever have on a panel. You don't come on here with an agenda. You're willing to talk about any and every topic in fighters, and you actually come on here and you back up your arguments with facts and substance. And a lot of guys on here get on here and only talk about one guy and repeat the same thing 100 times and claim they're boxing fans. I mean, I don't know if you heard a guy like that on here or not, Edgar. I don't know.
Hey man, there's always one. There's always one or two. What can I say? I
Yeah,
try to be logical and sensible about things.
and look, I'm waiting on Ashy Knuckles to click the link because Ashy Knuckles was here on every other fight week. Now we got the biggest fight week of the year so far, and I don't see Ashy Knuckles. Ashy Knuckles, where you at? I find that odd. Ashy Knuckles don't show up because does he not want to talk boxing about other fighters that's not David Benavidez, or is that the only topic he wants to talk about?
That's what it seems like to me, bro. That's what it seems like to me.
That's weird. I had a record number of people contact me this week and say, don't let Ashy Knuckles on the panel. He fucking just dick rides David. And so I went back and I was listening to the lives, and I cannot remember a live stream where he wanted to talk about anything else. There was a stream we was talking about David. We switched over to Boots, and he rage quit. So I'm like, is that all you want to talk about, Ashy? Ashy, click the link and clear this shit up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Antonio Garcia says, I challenge Karen Knuckles to go one-on-one live with go live one night without mentioning David Benavidez. I don't know if he can do it. I really don't know if he can do it.
I don't think so, bro.
I don't know, Edgar.
I don't think so. I mean, if I had to put $20 on the line, I don't think he'd do it. I don't believe it.
I don't think he knows enough boxing to do it. Ashley, if you want to prove us wrong, go ahead and click that link and prove us wrong. I don't think you know it, but we'll find out how much boxing you truly know. Borat's mustache, Ashley predicts David Benavidez clapping his cheeks. Damn.
Oh.
Damn. That sound about right. And you know, Mirage is just like Ashy Knuckles.
He's just on the other side of the planet. That's all.
That's it. Mirage, one of the biggest meat eaters you've ever seen. Like, save some for this man's wife. David Benavidez's wife can't even get down there fast enough because Mirage is on his knees. Like, stop, bro. My goodness, man. Antonio Garcia said Mrs. Mirage won't be joining up tonight because she's sick. I think I heard Mrs. Mirage is on her menstrual cycle this week. So, she's having a lot of heavy bleeding that she got to work out. So, keep Mrs. Mirage in your thoughts. That's all we're going to say, man. That's all we're going to say.
Hey, man, the people have spoken, Luke. The people have spoken. You said it yourself. They reached out to you, bro.
A ton of times. But Ashley, there's always a spot for you, my brother. Just get on here and talk boxing. Mrs. Mirage might be in the chat right now. Mrs. Mirage, locate your nuts, click the link, and join the live stream, and let's talk shit. Solidus T, what's up with you, my brother?
Hey, what's going on with you? What's going on?
What's going on, Solidus? And I'm going to tell you this, man. Solidus, I got to give you your props as well, man. You come on here, you talk boxing, you're knowledgeable about multiple topics. And whether we agree or disagree, you always come with a respectful, smart, intelligent, well-thought-out argument. So I got a lot of respect for you, Solidus.
I appreciate that. I feel the same about you.
I appreciate that, Solidus, man. And let's see who else we got here. Fight Sports Talk. What's up, Fight Sports Talk?
What's up, IBFP? Thanks for having me on as always. Shout out to everyone. And again, sucks. Won't be able to be on very long for this live, so I'll just get my thoughts in for the fights early. And yeah, a lot of great boxing this weekend.
Absolutely. And I'd like to tell everybody, if you're not subscribed to Fight Sports Talk, please subscribe. We look forward to having Fight Sports Talk dropping a very intriguing and entertaining video very, very soon here on the IBFP. This man got a very good channel, very smart guy, talks about every single topic, not just David Benavidez. But one thing I like about Fight Sports Talk, he's a very fair guy. He's not going to meat ride David, even if he thinks he's better than what a lot of people says he is. He is fair about his analysis. And I respect that a lot from you, Fight Sports.
Thank you, brother.
Much respect.
Thank you. So should I get my thoughts on the fights now?
Just 1 second. I got to add a few more people. Hit Kid, what's up with you, my brother?
I think you can tell by my name what I want to go off on later on, but I'm going to let Fight get his predictions.
Oh, man.
Hit Kid is about to piss all over Sebastian Fundora. So you guys make sure you get ready for that. And what's up, my brother, Carlos? What's up, Carlos?
Yo, what's up, everyone? Hey, man, I'm tired with with the bullshit. Man,
That's it right there.
it's gonna be a
My
good
brother
live. It's
Carlos
gonna be a
gonna
good
put the
live.
foot on their neck. Let's see who else we got. We got the one and the only, the son of Cambosis. I mean, the son of New Jersey. The son of New Jersey. What's up, son? What's good to talk to you, my brother? Good to talk to you, my brother.
Hey, I'm back, y'all. How y'all doing? I missed y'all. I've been focusing on my associate's degree in college, but I'm back and just getting ready for esports, video games. Getting ready for esports in the fall coming up because we got like a lot of colleges we need to beat.
I respect that, and I'm gonna tell you this, son. I'm gonna tell you this. We got a lot of great fights coming up this weekend, and I respect that you're trying to get your degree, and I think that's a very, very good thing to do. It's always good to be educated. We have Ashley Knuckles trying to get his dumbass degree, so it's a certification on being a moron, and so it's a certification on interrupting people when they talk. Fight Sport, I can make a collage of Fight Sport saying, Ashley, shut the fuck up. I can make a whole collage of that, man. Like, it's crazy.
Guys, IBFP, I just got to say this, like, Steel Mills was the first, I love Steel Mills, great. One of my favorite channels, along with you guys, but he was one of the first people to say, damn, you say that a lot. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? This guy has a speech prepared for everything. It's crazy.
Like he's trapped you to being able to say this. Like there's nothing else. And look, I dropped the link again. No Ashy Knuckles, no Mirage. I swear all these guys want to talk about is David. If you guys are boxing fans, show up. That's all we're saying. And then Mr. Wright says
this week.
Mr. Wright says Ashy cares more about David's career than David does. Like that's really it. That's really it. Domo says, what's up, Nuke? Solidus, Kiwi, the guys. Salute.
What up, Domo?
Hey, I'm just going to quickly push on, son. You picking Cambosis over Hitchens?
Oh, that's a serious question. That's a serious question. Are you picking Cambosis over Hitchens? I just need to know before we go any further. Is that true? Who are you picking in that fight?
You know I'm gonna be biased towards my guy, my friend. You know that.
Oh, come on.
But you have to be real about it. You have to be real about it.
It should be nasty, man.
Son, can I just say this because it's relevant to this topic? Again, I'm going to have to bounce off in about 20 minutes, but when I get onto the Fundora Zoo news, look, no one is a bigger fan of Tim Tszyu than me. I was really upset when Jamel Charlo, just the whole way he went about the situation, but I can't deny Tim Tszyu is not deserving of this opportunity, and he may be one of those guys who's aged early. Like I can't lie about my opinions just because I'm a fan of the guy, man. Yeah, I see you making faces, but come on, Cambosis beating Hitchens. Just sorry, man. Pigs don't fly.
In fairness, Fight Sports. My brother. You know, he's the son of New Jersey is a good dude. But he's just misguided on Cambosis.
Yeah, much love, man.
He thought Cambosis was going to outbox Loma, and to me, I still can't even make sense of that in my head.
That's the all-time worst take on this channel.
Oh my God.
It's undisputed the worst take on this channel.
Oh man!
Anyway, before I let Fight get into his thing, because I think he wants to go off on it himself. You mind if I kick us off tonight?
You can. Let me just read this last comment first. Okay, Antonio Garcia says. Mrs. Mirage said on another live that Haney will win by devastating knockout. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you, if Devin Haney, I'll give you this. If Devin Haney, Mirage, you're somewhere out there with your head up your ass. If Devin Haney gets a devastating knockout win this weekend, I will give you 2 minutes uninterrupted on the channel just to say whatever you got to say. You can meet Ride David for the whole 2 minutes and no one will interrupt you. But I just don't see it. But maybe Haney is coming different this time. Pause. So we'll find out. Hit Kid, we're gonna go to Hit Kid. After Hit Kid, we're gonna go to Fight Sports, and then we're gonna start taking all predictions. Hit Kid, the floor is yours.
Okay, you know where I'm starting. Sebastian Fundora officially ducked Sanderseus. That's what we need to start with. This is a clear duck, if everyone has read why. Not even showing up for the purse bid, dropping his WBO belt, and now going to fight Tim Tszyu in a rematch. No, the reason why he's gone for Sue, and I think everyone can agree on this, is he's trying to catch Sue early. Sue's just had his comeback fight, in Australia. Was looking to maybe set up a second more. And Nuke mentioned it, the Keith Thurman fight, if Nuke remembers.
He looked pretty good.
Yep.
He looked pretty good in his comeback fight.
Yeah, Sue was going to set that fight up on his comeback trail. Fedora's done this to try and catch Sue early because he thinks he's damaged goods and he can catch him early. This is a coward move because here's what bugs me about it. This fight with him and Sayas was a 50-50 fight. Because Sayas is unproven against the world level. This is a fight in my eyes, which I think Fedora can absolutely win. So instead of doing that,
If I may,
I don't know about that here.
On IBS. Go ahead, Solidus.
Go on, Solidus.
I like Hit Kid, but I disagree. I actually like that he's rematching Tim Tszyu. They had that bad accident in the last fight. Should have stopped the fight. Man can't see. He got blood in his eye. I like that he's like, you know what? We had that accident. We can run it back and we can fight again, and let's see what happens this time. I actually like that.
Here's the deal, though. I would have had no problem with him running it back, but if it was the fight after, I don't like the fact of running it back straight away.
Yeah,
because Sayas is
running back either or.
Okay.
Hold
on 1 second, guys. 1 second. We're going to pick up that topic. I just want to get everybody predictions first. And before we start, I got another one here. The Mexican Killer says, ask Fight Sports Talk how much he deadlifts because yesterday he rage quit on Ring IQ.
I didn't answer the just for the record. I did not rage quit. It was just that these guys were just asking weird questions, and look, I just had other things to do. I did not rage quit, but again, just because of time, guys, do you mind if I just give my thoughts on the Fedora Tszyu fight?
Yeah, but in fairness, first Fight Sport. I hate to be an asshole, but how much do you deadlift?
I haven't even recorded it. Hit me up next weekend, okay? I'll let you know.
I got you. And let's run through the cards. The whole weekend of fights. That's all the major fights. That is. We'll start with Anui and Raymond. Who do you got on that one, and how?
Inouye's going to run through Cadenas. Cadenas is technically good, but he's unfortunately he's like most guys boxers in the world. Athletically, speed-wise, power, countering ability, he can't compete with Inoue. Like, Inouye's biggest weakness is that in fact, one of Inouye's only weaknesses is that he's very reckless. But he's got the speed and the IQ to avoid getting caught again. Like, after he got dropped by Neri, he never got caught by the same punch again because of his fight IQ and awareness. But Cadenas is not the guy to bring that out of him. So Inoue is going to run through Cadenas. I just want to give my thoughts on the Fedora Tszyu fight because those were actually some of my first videos that blew my channel up or led to my channel blowing up. How I was really pushing for the rematch because I felt that first fight, respect Fedora, but it was a fluke because nobody's ever bled that badly and Tszyu was still having way too much success for a guy who was blind. But the time to do the rematch was then. I cannot lie about my opinions. Just because I'm a fan of Tszyu. The way he got ironed out by Bakram, he may never be the same again. That's just it's a cruel reality. Sometimes you get old overnight, and that loss was just horrible. So I don't know. And the Spencer fight I liked. Spencer fight was a good one to get back on track. But you got to ease your way into it. Like, if he loses, I can't lie about my opinions. That's an early career. Like, he's done. And Fedora, he had a mandatory. And again, I agree with Hitkid. He's rushed into this because of money. He doesn't want to take a high-risk, low-reward fight. He's fighting a guy who just 2 fights ago was knocked out horribly. I just don't like it. And my thoughts on the big fights haven't really changed. Garcia, there's no way he loses to Romero. Like, a puncher's chance is basically no chance, to quote Larry Merchant. That's all Romero has. Haney, if he's half decent, should easily outbox Ramirez.
As far as Ryan, as far as the Ryan Romero fight, does that end in a knockout for you? Or?
Oh, for sure. I'd say knockout in 4 rounds. Okay. It just depends how long Romero can stay on his feet. Haney, if he's half decent, should outbox Ramirez because Ramirez is like tailor-made for him. But we got to see how he deals with that experience he had against Garcia. So if he's put that behind him, he should win easily. But, there is some intrigue there. Teofimo Lopez is giving me George Kambosos vibes, the way he's acting. I'm still picking him to win.
Damn.
Well, okay, I'll just say why. He overlooked Kambosos from the very start, and if you're still to this day making excuses and can't take any responsibility, sorry, that's a problem. And he's acting like the way he's acting, like Barboza can't compete with him. That he's not even remotely close to his level. It's like, you shouldn't be doing this, man. You should be. You already have paid the price for being overconfident once against Kambosos, and the way he's acting, it could happen again. I'm still picking him to win, but Barboza is good, and Teo, again, we've seen him be hot and cold so much, and he just doesn't learn his lessons. So that's a problem. But I'm still picking him to win by decision.
Okay. And the Canelo skull. Now
Canelo
before you give the Canelo skull, the only thing I want to say is, are you giving William Skull any chance in the fight? Because I've heard a lot lately where people were saying that Canelo's declined. Skull has all these attributes. As you know, that William Skull said he's going to eat Canelo. When he said he's going to eat Canelo, I don't know if he means he's going to eat his ass or if he's going to eat his left hook. I don't know what he means he's not eating, what he's going to eat. Round one, I don't know. Round one, I don't know.
Well, I'll just give my thoughts on that. And by the way, when I jump off in 15 minutes, Ashley Knuckles can jump on because he just showed up in the chat. So perfect timing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The guest you love to hate is in the motherfucking house.
Answer your question, IBFP, no. I don't. William Skull has maybe the chance that Canelo has gotten ancient overnight, which he hasn't. Canelo's declined a little bit, but because Canelo is such a professional, he's only declined the normal amount when you've been fighting for as long as he has. So really, he hasn't declined that much. And William Skull, I mean, terrible, no defense, hittable as hell. This fight is not going to be that competitive. So he may knock William Skull out, or he'll just clean him out like he has his last few opponents.
Now, what about the narrative you say, not you personally, but what a lot of people say is that Canelo can't get knockouts anymore. What do you say about that with William Skull? Like, do you think that if he can't get the knockout, does that say something about Canelo, his power, his decline, or anything?
Of course not. Canelo wasn't sparking people out in his prime. I mean, he sparked Amir Khan out because Amir Khan's chin is that of a toddler. But he was always I'm trying to match you guys on jokes here. But he wasn't. He was never sparking people out in his prime. He's always been a technician. So no, him not getting the knockout doesn't say anything about his decline. Again, he hasn't actually declined that much. He's only declined because he's been fighting for a long time. But as far as an athlete, no, there's nothing wrong if he doesn't knock him out. Like, that's just people being overly critical.
Okay, I appreciate it, my brother. We're gonna go to the next person on the channel, on the chat. Do you want to let Ashley Knuckles in now? Fight Sports, or?
Yeah, sure. Peace out, guys. Look forward to.
Have a good night.
Salute, Fight Sport.
Salute, Fight Sports. Go subscribe to the channel. Ashley Knuckles, there's a spot available for you if you want to come in here and talk boxing. The guy we love to hate is in the building. And let me go to Edgar Moreno, my brother from another mother, man. And let me start his predictions down the middle first. Edgar, who do you got in the Inouye Cardenas fight?
Man, like I said, like Fight Sports said before, Inouye, I mean, until he moves, I guess, up enough weight classes where he's fighting obviously bigger men than him, he's not gonna get challenged. Not if he stays at that weight class, and unless he gets aged out in a few years. But he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Okay. Do you got him by knockout, I'm assuming?
Yeah, by either knockout or stoppage. The ref stops it, or the corner, says it. We've seen enough. There's no point in this shit anymore.
Okay, and what about Teofimo Barboza? That's gonna be a great fight.
So at first I had Teo. I'm not gonna lie, I had Teo, but over the last few weeks, the way he's kind of acting in those interviews and stuff, I mean, Fight Sports might be onto something, saying that he's not, he's overlooking this guy, and that's not a good thing to do. So I mean, I'm still kind of split 50-50. I still think that Teo probably has a little more experience and he'll edge it out. But if Barboza wins, I just hope it's a good fight.
Okay, so you're still edging Teofimo to get the win.
I'll give 51% to Teo.
Damn.
Okay. So he's saying Teofimo wins by cunt hair. Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez.
I'm gonna stick my guns to it. I think Jose Ramirez is gonna, catch him or walk up to him and pressure him enough to where he's gonna have flashbacks of that night with Garcia, and maybe he won't be able to cope with it. And then this is the basically almost the final nail in the coffin for Devin, and then he's not gonna have any more fights anymore.
Damn. If Ramirez
If
wins,
he
I know you
loses
pick
by knockout, or gets beat up again the way Garcia pulled it off, I think Haney's gonna have to fucking sit with his dad and fucking discuss how they're gonna maximize whatever money they already have.
I'm gonna tell you this, Edgar. If Devin Haney gets done like he did against Ryan again, or he gets stopped or in any way or beat up like that, if he gets fucked up like that, Devin Haney's new job and his new phrase will be, "Do you want fries with that?" Because he ain't getting back into a boxing ring.
Oh, man, it'll be really sad.
I can't say it.
No, right? Yeah, if he loses that bad, I think, like I said, it's over. Like the hype, the hype behind him, his dad, his loudmouth dad, all that stuff, it's over.
And then we got Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. Who wins? How?
Garcia by stoppage.
Damn.
Rolly's gonna. I mean, I don't know. Rolly is like he's. I don't know how to put it. I guess he's just he's the merry-go-round fucking ride for all the guys that need a win.
Okay. He's like the neighborhood whore on the block where every guy would go get a ride. So this is similar in boxing terms.
Yep.
Okay. Canelo Skull. Does Skull have any chance? And is there any validity to Canelo cannot knock out people anymore? Because if Canelo gets a knockout, I don't want people pushing the same narrative or saying anything else. Because they said he can't knock out anybody anymore. So what do you think on that fight?
No, I mean Canelo's obviously, I believe, is going to win. I hope it's by stoppage. But the problem with that narrative that people are pushing or whatever, they don't take other things into consideration. For one, he's fighting bigger naturally men, so it's going to take a little more to stop guys that are goddamn near 200 pounds on fight night against him. And second, the fact that whatever power he does possess in his hands, when they get that first glimpse of it, I mean, Charlo got dropped, Munguia got dropped, Ryder got dropped, Berlanga got dropped. Yep. They all felt it, and then they all of a sudden became defensive wizards, and they started on the bike. So it's kind of hard to knock someone out that they're gonna just shell up and run away from you or try to engage. It's harder to knock someone out in that aspect.
Well, why is it that you see somebody like Bud Crawford move up to 54. He doesn't knock out Madrimov, gets praised for a very razor-thin fight, which many people thought was a draw or a loss for him. Didn't get the knockout, and then people say he can beat Canelo by stoppage. It just seems all over the place for me. I don't understand the logic here.
That's just the media hype train, trying to hype up one fighter to get people to buy in. But real fans and real people that watch boxing really know what the fuck's gonna happen. Either he's gonna get brutally stopped, or he's gonna jump on his bike all night long.
All right. Let me get to these two comments. I'm gonna get to the next person. Antonio Garcia said Karen Knuckles. So he's talking to Ashley Knuckles. He said, I challenge you to go one live without mentioning David Benavidez. I want to hear your thoughts about the fights this weekend. Ashley Knuckles. Ashley, would you like to respond to my brother Antonio Garcia's statement? Do you have anything to say about that? Or?
I was waiting for you to ask me who I got, on the matches.
Okay, see, I'm liking this Ashley Knuckles. This is the real Ashley Knuckles right here. N1 Baller says Ashley and Garage want to have a threesome.
Hey, yo.
Oh, man.
Yo.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
All right. I'm going to go to Park Street, then Ashley. At Park Street, real quick. Let me get your predictions, man. Anui Cardenas, who do you got in that fight, my brother?
I'm going with Anui. He's the more proven fighter to me personally. Yeah, I'm going with old bro.
The monster. Who you got, Teofimo or Barboza? Because this is going to be an interesting one.
Me personally, I think that's a 50-50 fight.
Similar to
as great as I think. Yeah, as great as I think Teo is and can be, I think the Ken B is the problem because he's had mediocre performances against low level opponents, and he usually fights to the level of his opponent, which I don't think is a bad thing when you're fighting greater opponents. But when you fighting lower opponents and you stepping down, that's where it becomes a problem. So I think that's a 50-50 fight. Yeah.
But if you have to pick one, who's pulling it out?
I guess I'd probably go with Tio.
Okay. Haney Ramirez, how do you see that one playing out?
Oh, that's gonna be a dog fight. We're gonna have to we gonna see if Haney really got that dog. One thing that I can give Devin Haney is Devin Haney got heart. So I can, but having heart and having dog, it's not really the same thing. To get back up is having heart, but to get back up and bring that fight back to him is dog. So we gonna see if Haney has that. Me personally, I think that Devin Haney might be punching a little harder. I do think that he's been weight training his last 2 weight classes, and when he moved up and fought Regis Prograis, he definitely dropped him and put the pause on, bro. And now that he's fighting at 47, I think that he might be sitting in his right weight. And me personally, I think a lot of these niggas is weight bullies for real. And now he's fighting in a weight class of where he naturally should be. So this is this fight is really gonna let me know if he should be boxing or if he should be ringing up them DoorDash orders.
Oh man.
So I'm assuming you're leaning Haney right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If he go back to skill, then yeah.
Okay. And then we got Ryan and Raleigh Romero. Who do you got in that one and how?
Oh, Ryan by knockout. Raleigh is he's not like a Augustus. What's the boy's name with the drunken monkey? Augustus.
The drunken masters, Emmanuel Augustus.
Yeah, right. Emmanuel Augustus. Yeah, him. See, he had skill with his awkwardness. It was a method to his madness. With Raleigh, it's just madness. And Ryan's just too fast, too accurate. He has a good jab. He got that that silly shell. That's what showbiz be calling that shit. That should be funny as and so I think that he's gonna hurt. I think he's gonna hurt him bad. I think it's gonna be a 1-punch knockout, and he's just gonna sleep, bro.
Damn.
It's possible.
And Canelo Williams Skull, how do you see that one playing out? And do you believe the narrative that people are saying that Canelo can't get knockouts anymore?
No, I think a lot of people got to stop me riding. Which actually it goes to show how great Canelo is. Canelo is 5'7", fighting at weight classes he shouldn't be fighting at. He done knocked out dudes he shouldn't have knocked out. And so with that being said, he's the smaller guy in every fight. He's literally at a disadvantage in every fight, multiple disadvantages in every fight. So the fact that he's even contending with these guys, and I know everybody he fought in his last 10 fights, I would say 6 to 10 fights, have all touched the canvas. So his power is there. But somebody else said that, once he touched them and they realized that, oh, this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? He throwing avalanches and shit. They start to get on that back foot, and it starts to get harder when somebody tries to run, because when somebody doesn't engage, that gets, it's harder to knock somebody out. So with those two things, Canelo is the GOAT. And I think that the slick Cuban style, I think that Canelo has seen it, and I think that this is just going to show what he's gonna do to Crawford, because if he do fight Crawford, he's gonna do him dirty too. Everybody that think Crawford is this slick defensive fighter don't realize he get hit with almost 100 punches every fight. He's not gonna take 100 punches from Canelo. So yeah, Canelo. Yeah. I think Canelo. It might be Canelo.
Salute to my brother Park Street. My brother say Park Street is out here cooking. Salute. Oh man. Let's get to the next one. And we're gonna go to Ashy Knuckles, my brother, the one and only Ashy Knuckles. Right before we get to you, I got two Violent says Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I see a lot of dirty boxing or shenanigans happening. I haven't heard anybody pick Rolly Romero yet, but I'm sure somebody has Rolly winning this fight. That's going to be a weird fight because Rolly always, I don't know. He has some weird boxing style I've never seen. Borat's mustache says, "Quit giving Canelo props. Y'all gonna trigger ashy knuckles." Oh man, these guys. All right, man. The one and only Ashy Knuckles, man. What's up, Ashy?
What's good? What's good?
What's good, man? Hey, how you doing, my brother?
All is well. Can't complain.
All is well. That's good, my brother. That's good. Who do you got in this one? Anui or Cardenas? Who do you see winning that fight, my brother?
I see a Nui.
Okay. You got it by knockout, devastation, decision.
I say I give a Nui a 5th round, devastating knockout. Okay.
That's what we like.
Or matter of fact, I ain't gonna even say. I would say TKO. The referee gonna stop it.
Damn. Okay, I feel you. What about Teofimo versus Barboza? How do you see that one playing out?
I like Barboza. Barboza
Phil Mills feel the same way.
I like him, and I'm kind of torn because I kind of fucks with Teo. I kind of fucks with Teo, but I'm kind of torn because Barboza. I think he could get him. You know what? I'm going with Barboza. I'm gonna go with Barboza.
Damn, we got an upset alert. My brother got Barboza on it.
I'm gonna upset the apple cart. Yeah, I'm going with Barboza.
That's real shit. That's real shit, my brother.
Barboza.
My brother putting all the chips on Barboza. He win this one. I definitely got to give you props on this one, my brother. I definitely got to give you props on this one because people don't give you the props. I'm gonna give it to you if he pulls this one out. So that's definitely gonna be great. What about Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez? How do you see that playing out?
Devin should win this, man. But it's like I heard in the comments, and he might as well just start selling some hot dogs or something like.
Oh man,
grandma sandwiches. I don't know, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go with Devin.
Okay. And Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. How do you see that one playing out?
I know I'm gonna get clowned. Garcia gonna win, but Rolly gonna make it. He gonna make it close.
Woo!
Okay.
He gonna make it close. Rolly gonna show it. Rolly don't want to go out. He don't want to go out on his chest with his ass toot up in the air like Haney did. So I think he gonna put up a good fight, but he's gonna lose.
Man, I respect that analysis. I respect because Ryan is there to get hit, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how Ryan comes out. But this Ryan might be focused, but this Raleigh's gonna be focused. So we're gonna see what the best these two guys got. What about Canelo, William Skull? Who you got in that fight? And then do you believe the narrative that's going around that Canelo can't get knockouts anymore?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. Canelo just got to catch him in the sweet spot, and that's why I'm going with this. I say they're gonna go in there. Canelo gonna fill him out to the 3rd round. He gonna play. Tap him up a little bit. I say by the 5th round, Skull gonna be kissing the canvas, and Canelo going beat him up in 8th round. The referee just gonna grab Skull and just wave the hand, but like no more. Just go on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy work for Canelo.
Interesting.
What do you think about the narrative that Canelo don't get knockouts anymore? What do you make of that, Ashley?
I mean, to be honest, I think Nello could get more knockouts. I think Nello just do I think he just do enough. He be like, you know what? I'm not going in. I don't got to work too hard. He's not fighting those super greats that could really push him. That he got to go out there and just really give his all to try to put a motherfucker down. So I feel it's all in Canelo. What Canelo really want to do when he's fighting a lot of these dudes, man. If he want to put you out, he gonna put you out. If he just gonna go ahead and just cruise and win this fight by points, then that's what he gonna do. Like he did Charlo, just chop him down. And if he go down, okay. If not, yeah, okay, cool. Take this beating and let me get my check and go home. So yeah,
all right,
it's pretty much what it is.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I know y'all thought I was gonna hate on Nello, but I already told y'all Nello was a great. I just want to see him fight my guy. That's all. That was great.
Okay.
Can't
See,
take
we
nothing
got to
from
give
him.
Ashley Knuckles his props, man. You did it, my brother. You did it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Eduardo Tamayo Blouse, he's on here. Meat riding Raleigh Romero said, I got Raleigh by stoppage. So if Raleigh Romero gets a stoppage win, we're gonna go back to this, and I'm gonna give you full credit. Now, if he gets knocked
Yeah,
the
bro.
fuck
He's
out,
not
I'm
winning by
Nah,
definitely
fuck
gonna
stoppage,
go
that.
bro.
back to
He's
this.
not,
Yo, tell
bro.
him to put his
The
money where
judo
his
guy,
mouth is.
the judo guy, the
I'm
guy
on
that
some
was
nuts.
the
Hold on,
fridge
y'all
goat.
want
Yo,
you
yo,
want you
Nuke,
want me to
Nuke.
bet on Raleigh? No, I'm not gonna bet
Nah,
on Raleigh.
nah, I'm not saying you. I'm saying Eduardo. I said, yo, I'll take all bets, all comers. If
Yeah,
he wants
bro.
to put money on Raleigh, I'll put money
He's picking a
on Ryan.
he's picking a guy that used to
Man,
do
look here,
judo
y'all.
and
I'm
used to
telling
work
you,
out with a
watch,
hula
man.
hoop.
Raleigh gonna lose, but Raleigh gonna show everybody something. Y'all gonna be like, damn, he kind of surprised me. I ain't think Raleigh had it in him.
I
Watch.
don't think he's gonna
Yeah,
surprise
but
anybody,
almost
bro.
only counts in fucking horseshoes, bro.
An
You
hand
ain't
grenade.
lying. You ain't lying. You're not lying. I can't even argue that. You right.
Okay,
The
okay.
last time he he
All right.
surprised me was with Tony Weeks, bro. I was
Horseshoes
surprised
and
he won
hand
that.
grenades.
Let's get to the next one so we get these picks done so we can freestyle it a little bit. My brother Carlos,
Yo,
did we get your
dímelo.
picks yet? I don't think yet. I don't
No,
think we
we
got it yet.
no, we didn't get
And
my
so let's
pick.
go ahead and get yours. Who do you got? Anui Cardenas. Who do you got in that one?
I'll keep it quick. Anyway, man. Anyway, he's the best at 122 in his weight class. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's gonna give us a show in USA.
Ooh. What about Teofimo Barboza? This is the one I'm interested in. What you got on this one, my brother?
Why?
Because everybody is like torn on this fight.
I'm not torn.
Okay.
I'm not torn. I don't like Barbosa for real. I don't like Barbosa. Yeah, I mean, I don't like him in the Jack Catterall fight. It's just I don't like watching this fight. To me, it's boring. Everybody can throw rocks at me, but it's just my opinion. I just got Teofimo. It's gonna be a good fight. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a fight about skills.
Yeah.
And I think Teofimo got more skills. He slapped Barbosa. Barbosa didn't react with the speed that Teofimo had. And I think Teofimo's gonna win by decision, but he's gonna drop Barbosa in the fight.
Okay. That's not bad at all, man. What about Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez? That's a tough one.
If Ramirez can, land that punch, I want to see how Haney reacts. But I'm gonna give Haney the benefit of the doubt of his talent, and hopefully that man can bounce back because they're banking a lot about this Haney and Ryan rematch. But and Bill Haney been talking a lot of shit, so his son better pull through this fight. So I got Haney by decision.
This better be a brand new Haney, man, or it's gonna be like he's gonna be
Yeah,
loving it.
because Bill Haney talking shit. He been talking shit about the Busanis, the Shakur, this and that. Man, you got to get to Ramirez first.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I heard Devin Haney, if he loses this fight, he's gonna get a nose reduction. But you didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear that,
hey,
son.
Man.
You didn't hear that from me. The son of the day. You didn't hear that. Haney gonna get that nose reduction. He said he's getting too much oxygen to the brain. He needs to slow it
Look here,
down.
man. Look
Round
here,
one,
man.
he getting too
Leave
much
that man
oxygen.
nose alone, Mike.
I heard
Leave that
you,
man nose
Hey,
alone.
man.
And then we got Ryan Garcia, Raleigh Romero. Who do you got in that one?
Man, Ryan Garcia is gonna knock out Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero is gonna be like in those Looney Tunes cartoons. He's gonna be seeing Tweety birds and his head going around and around and around, man. Yes.
And then Canelo Williams Skull. Who do you got in that one? And can Canelo still get knockouts?
I got Canelo, of course. Yeah, Canelo can still get knockouts. You know what I mean? It's just like you gotta understand there's highs and lows in boxing, and he came off of a hand injury. But the one thing he's been showing, he can still drop these guys, even as bigger than he is. I don't think William Skull ever faced anyone like Canelo, and like Canelo always says, it's different when you step in the ring. And respectfully, I'm gonna say Canelo is gonna win, and he's gonna drop Skull, and I do wanna say Canelo by stoppage. I do wanna say, and probably he will stop Skull. So yeah, I'm gonna say Canelo by stoppage. F it.
Okay. That's a good prediction, man. And then we're gonna get to Solid as T. Solid as T. Let's break this down, my brother. Who do you got on all the fight
Yeah.
cards? We're gonna start with Anui Cardenas. Who do you got in that one?
Yeah, I say a new way. I don't think he got no challenges in that weight class, so I think I got him just running through him.
Okay. Teofimo Barboza. This is gonna be a good one.
I don't think Barboza is skilled enough to beat Teofimo. Teofimo got to be off his game to lose this fight. But that's the only way I see him losing. If he's fighting like how he's supposed to fight, I got Teo possibly knocking him out. Possibly.
Damn. Okay.
Possibly.
Okay. And then what about Haney Ramirez? How do you see that playing out?
No, I think everybody's against Haney. They want him to lose. But I think Haney will be just fine. He's a more skilled fighter. All you gotta do is just be careful, like he did in the Ryan fight. Just play it smart and be careful. He should be able to outbox this guy, no problem. It will be if he loses. I don't know if he loses this fight, that'll be a shock. But he's a much better boxer. He should be able to just outbox this dude. Just be careful. That's all you gotta do.
Okay. What
He'll
about
be fine.
Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero?
You could say. This is the fight where I kind of want to see an upset and I want to see Rolly win because outside of that left hand, I don't really see nothing special about Ryan, but everybody is big, as high on him. So I kind of want to see an upset in this fight. But yeah, I'm going to go with Rolly. Just for I want to see an upset.
Okay. And then Canelo Skull, who do you got? And can Canelo still get knockouts? A lot of people doubting that, so I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, no, I got Canelo. I got Canelo stopping him by the 8th round. Skull is no match for Canelo. Canelo, near perfect punch placement, really good defensively. Alvarez is going to take that home. I say 8th round. And no, Canelo can still knock you out. Because I feel like if he really wanted to, he can knock you out. He can knock people out if he really wanted to. He'd just be tapping more into his boxes, just outboxing people. I think he's more interested in doing that. But if he wants to knock you out, he can. I mean, he's top 3, in my opinion, as far as like how hard he punch. Like, not many fighters can punch harder than Canelo. So if he wants to knock you out, he will knock you out. So I don't agree with that narrative. He can't knock you out. So okay. I don't agree with that.
All right. That's a good breakdown, my brother. I like that. And Mirage, if you want to put in a pick in, go ahead and click the link. Clavo, you want to put your picks in, click the link. Hit Kid, my brother from another mother. Let's break down your picks, my brother.
Okay, so we're starting with Inoue Kadaras. This is a murder scene. I don't think this is going. I'm being brutally honest. This is not going 6 rounds. Inoue is knocking him the fuck out. It's either a knockout or stoppage within 6.
Woo! Keep breaking it down, Hit. Keep breaking it down.
That one ain't gonna be close. No, let's get on to the free fight card from Times Square. The card I'm actually looking forward to. I'm gonna start with the. I'm gonna go easiest to toughest. Easiest fight to predict. Rolly versus Ryan. Rolly's going to sleep, folks. That left hook, he is going to get landed on. He sets himself up. Rolly fights chaotic. Ryan loves chaos, and Ryan will land a counter left hook. And I think this will be early. I think this will be over within 4.
Damn.
I think Ryan will catch Rolly with the left hook, and from there it's off to the races. I think Rolly is going to get battered from Ryan. It's going to be I think he'll be a knockout. I really think he'll knock him out.
Okay. I got you. We got you logged on.
No, I'm going to go to Ramirez Haney. Yes, there's a question is how Haney can take a punch, okay?
Okay.
But Haney is at a more natural way, in my opinion now. He's no longer, having a dehydrate and all that, killing himself with a weight cut. Pretty much, Ramirez, I still think he aged badly, off the Josh Taylor fight, if you all remember that.
Yeah.
When, Taylor dropped him twice in the Undisputed fight. And
he has not looked right.
He has never looked right since that. Will Haney have a bit more power on his punches because he's more of a natural weight? I would think so. So I'm actually going to surprise the panel here. I'm going to go Devin Haney late stoppage.
Whoa!
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I think Haney will get a
Alrighty
TKO.
then.
I think Haney will get a TKO by round 10.
Damn.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so, kid.
I think the safe money is a Haney.
I don't know, man.
Let me be clear. I think the safe money is a Haney unanimous decision. I just have a little feeling Haney's actually going to stop him.
Okay.
So I'm going to go for the riskier pick.
I'm trying not
No,
to
the
laugh.
most difficult fight of the weekend to predict is Barbosa Teofimo Lopez. If it's on skill sets, Teofimo wins hands down. But I'm seeing the signs again, like the chat, like people have been saying. Teo's underestimating Barbosa. He really is. He's overlooking him. He's thinking about his next fight. You're not thinking about more of a primetime name and all that. I really hope he doesn't do that because I watched, the Barbosa Catterall fight. And I thought Catterall fought shit. Can I be clear? And it was still like a 1-2 round decision. I actually scored it for Barbosa, but mainly because I thought Catterall fought, a really poor fight. Overall, Barbosa has been grinding these out. You've got to credit him. He's earned his way to the shot. But I think skills will win out here in the end. I'm going to pick Teo, and I'm going to go Teo decision.
Okay.
Teofimo by unanimous. Canelo Williams scored. This one's an easy one as well. Canelo Alvarez will stop this man within 8 rounds.
Okay.
Williams scored. People don't realize this. When he won the IBF title against another nobody, so to say it, the guy he thought he was a nobody, okay? For the IBF faker belt. Skull was hurt in the last round off a fucking jab. Do I need to say more?
There you go.
And I saw the
Canelo's
fight.
going
I saw the fight.
Canelo's going to stop him. And that's my predictions.
All right. Now,
Okay.
I got this question in the chat. Domo says, "Who the fuck got a house phone?"
That's an office phone. It's an office phone.
Somebody got a fucking house phone. Who is it? Who's trapped in the 80s,
phone,
the 90s?
Someone's
No,
saying he's
you
an
hear me?
office phone. Skater.
Somebody got a house phone.
Skater, what was it? Was
Hey,
Skater.
can
All
y'all
right.
hear me?
All right.
Yeah, we can hear you.
McGirt. Yeah.
It's an office phone, my boy.
Okay.
Oh, he's in the office still. All right.
Okay. Somebody said, Antonio Garcia said, the IRS is calling Ashy Knuckles.
Oh shit.
I don't know why they're calling you today. But I do have an interesting question for Solidus T and Ashy Knuckles that's off topic, and I know it's fucked up, and I know I'm the one that bitched about the whole Benavidez thing, but I gotta ask this question because I've seen it in the chat, and I just want to write it out real quick. Why is a lot of people pushing a narrative and giving Canelo a hard time about knockouts and not getting knockouts, but David Benavidez goes to decision in this last few fights, and it's not a big deal? Why is there some double standard here? Maybe I'm missing.
I don't.
You want me to go?
I don't see how.
I don't care who goes first.
I don't see how it's a big deal because I hear that every time I come on here about how he don't knock out nobody, about how Caleb Smith done knocked out this amount of people since he been at 175. So I mean I don't see where he's not getting criticized about it.
Okay, so you're saying it's the same energy, we're just not seeing it. Is that what you're saying, Ashley?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Because I
mean,
mean, me personally,
Canelo's
I don't see it.
I mean, the bottom line is that don't nobody want to ever try to. That's why Benavidez gets so much motherfucking flack is because people feel that you have the audacity to compare him to Canelo. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he ain't shit. He get hit too much. He did see that. So yeah, that's why he get the It is what it is. Plus, they call him the monster. Oh, if you're a monster, you're supposed to knock out everybody. So, yeah, you're going to pick and choose, and, it is what it is, man. We all know what it is.
Okay.
Well,
solid.
I'm sorry, bro.
I mean, it's the truth.
No, I think, I mean, It don't really bother me. He had 2 fights at 75 and he couldn't knock those guys out. So obviously people are going to question about that. So I think that's where that's coming from. Because, I talk to people that just love Canelo and people that are just regular boxing fans that are not high on Canelo. It's varying things they say. But I think that's where it comes from. He ain't knocked nobody out at 75 yet. So they're saying that. And then people, like I said last time, they don't like that he's being linked to Canelo because everybody loves Canelo. So, shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. So
No, I mean, no, but
Okay. And let me go to the Sun of New Jersey. Let me get my brother Sun of New Jersey picks. And we got the Sun, then we got round 1, and then we can freestyle this thing, man.
yeah,
And
because
before we do that,
I just got a
yeah,
question, because I know you're very knowledgeable. So I just want you to answer one question for me about David Benavidez.
okay, what's that?
They say that Bivol, it was guaranteed that they was going to have the rubber match if he won, right? It was in the contract, right?
Yeah,
So if they knew it was going to be a rubber match, what was the purpose of bringing David Benavidez? Now, mind you, they fought in February of 2025, this year, the beginning of this year.
correct.
What was the purpose of bringing David Benavidez up there if you knew it was going to be a rubber match, that there was going to be no way he was going to fight him next? What was the purpose of bringing him up there when the rubber match ain't until maybe October or September this year, which means he would have had to wait to fight him until 2026?
I
Like,
agree.
what was the purpose?
I
What was
agree.
the
That
purpose?
that that looked bad on Turkey Al-Sheikh to bring him up there if you knew you were going to fight a trilogy, but there was still a chance that Bivol, I mean, there's a chance that Beterbiev could have won the fight, and then there wouldn't have been a trilogy. There could have been, because if he would have won that one, then the trilogy would have been pushed to the side because he had already won the first. He would have won the second one. There's no point in the trilogy. So on the off chance, that's probably why they brought David. But the other thing is, David said he doesn't mind waiting and stepping aside for a trilogy. And so they were like, okay, well, so let's get him in the mix. David switched up after that and was like, nah, I kind of want to push it. So that's why his energy changed a little bit too.
But I know why he switched up though, because I would have had, being like everybody say, this is the boxing business. I would have had to look at it like, okay, Turkey Sheik. I mean, yeah, Turkey he's the benefactor for Bivol. And right now he got a deal going on with Canelo. Canelo wants that fight with Bivol. So I'm David Benavidez. I'm looking like, okay, they could push me out because everybody gonna want that fight. So yeah, fuck that. I want to force him to fight me if he's not gonna fight me, instead of just skipping over me and fighting Canelo for a bunch of fucking money. And then after that, I'm not promised to fight after the Canelo fight. See, people don't think about that. It's a lot of shit that David Benavidez had to sacrifice. Him waiting. He got to hope Bivol fight him and not choose to fight fucking Canelo for a rematch for big cash instead of fighting him, which everybody in this panel know and in the chat know that everybody would love to see that rematch if they had a choice between him or Benavidez. Bivol or Benavidez, or Bivol and fucking Canelo. Who everybody gonna want to see?
Well, Domo says, Ashy, dang, so what are you saying, that David Benavidez can't live up to his monstrous reputation of getting knockouts? So are you saying David Benavidez can't live up to his reputation of being a monster?
No, because there's nobody that's 100% knockout in boxing.
So we should call David like the sometime monster, right?
The name is a monster. I mean, people's called the boogeyman. There's a lot of people called the boogeyman.
Bro, he's called the
I thought we wasn't
Mexican
gonna talk about this guy.
I know, I fucked up.
I mean,
I take responsibility for this.
This one's on Luke.
Somebody got to
This was
beat
on
him and
me.
prove he's not a monster. It didn't happen yet. So until further notice, he's the
a
monster.
cookie monster, bro.
He's a cookie monster.
Listen,
one second, guys. One second. Let me just
He could be a
fix it.
cookie monster, but ain't nobody beat the cookie monster yet.
So
Nobody.
I'm looking forward to a great weekend of fights starting Friday night. I just want to bring up one point though, okay? Because I know we may fear. Trust me, if Mirage gets here, you are going to fear off into Benavidez. I'm just warning y'all, okay? That's just the fact, okay? I just want to say this because I saw someone post it on social this week, and I think people agree with me. All right, I saw someone post that they think Benavidez will take the Anthony Yard fight. Yard was shit. If anyone watched the Eubank Ben card in that fight with Lydia Nava,
Yeah, I watched it.
he was garbage. Okay, he won a decision, but he was shit. Can we all agree the better fight is just Benavidez Smith here?
Yeah, he was really gassed out in that fight.
Yeah, I think Benavidez will beat the hell out of Yard. Whether he stops him depends on Benavidez' power at 175.
Benavidez by murder against Anthony Yard right now.
Yeah,
right now.
that's all. I might.
As a British boxing fan, what do you think of that Eubanks and Ben fight?
Okay, I'll just stay for this. Eubank Ben, I have it as my. Do I have it as fight of the year?
Hey,
I'm going to say yes. I edge it just ahead of Buatsi Smith because of the atmosphere.
Oh man.
Do we all? Predictions?
But here's the deal. I'm gonna let y'all get on predictions because I'm gonna be going. I had Eubank winning the fight 7-5. What I don't like is people saying, "Oh, Eubank should get the Canelo fight." No, he shouldn't. Way they should do it. They shouldn't do a rematch. I'm being clear on that. I get money could dictate. Pretty much, Ben should go down to 147 and beat the shit out of Mario Barrios. I hate the Barrios Pacquiao fight. I really do because I actually think Conor Ben wins that fight.
We all hate that fight.
I think Conor Ben beats Mario Barrios by knockout, straight up. And Eubank should fight the winner of the winner of Shiraz versus Belanga.
I think that's fair.
I think that's totally fair. With that, I'm outro.
And all right, Hitman, salute to you, my brother. And I like to apologize to the panel. Antonio Garcia said, Nuke, don't get him started. I'm sorry, I got the whole damn thing started. Antonio Garcia says, no! My bad. And then Domo says, Ashley Knuckles, better BF had a 100% knockout ratio until he met Bivol. Virgil Ortiz also had a 100% knockout ratio until he fought Bauchek. So there was two fighters that actually had a 100% knockout ratio, and neither one of those guys were called a monster.
Exactly, but the point is, you hear that word you said, had. Past tense. They don't got it anymore.
All right, next topic.
Hey, Nuke, let me tell you something, Nuke.
Son of New Jersey is trying to get his picks in.
We gotta let the son get his picks in.
I'll get my picks in after. Fuck it.
All right, one second. We're going to go to the sun real quick. My brother Scare, I don't know what's going on with the connection with you, Scare, but we got to get you on. He said, I'll get my picks out here. Anui by knockout, Barboza by decision, Haney by decision, Ryan by knockout, and Canelo by knockout. We got you logged in and updated, McGirt, and we definitely want you back at the end of the post fight to see where you at, my brother. So Canelo by knockout, Ryan by knockout, Haney by decision, Barboza by decision. I'm telling you, the Teofimo Barboza split and Anui by knockout.
I'm the only one that has a lot of faith on Teo, I guess.
Yeah, no. Have I?
No, you're good. You're good. The son of New Jersey. Let's go through those picks for you, my brother. Who do you got? Anui, Cardenas.
I'm not even gonna gonna get into it. I mean, it's like he's back in the United States, so Cardenas to me is like a human pinata, and he's gonna make him look like a pinata 5 rounds knockout. Straight up.
Teofimo Barboza.
50-50 fight. I like Barboza, and I want to see him win, but I really don't know, man. I'm gonna just give it to Teofimo, majority decision. I'm gonna say Teo 50, Barboza 48. It's that close of a fight.
Okay. Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez.
Okay. Let's just get this straight. Devin Haney's not knocking shit out. That's number one. He's not knocking shit out.
Yeah.
No. And really, it just depends on what version of Haney we see. If it's the Haney that destroyed Regis Prograis, then he should totally win every single round against Ramirez with absolute ease. But if it's the Haney that we see from last fight, then I don't think Ramirez will win, but I think Ramirez probably could drop him, catch him maybe one time, catch him on the chin, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give Devin the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say Haney, UD, maybe 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2, right there.
Okay. All right, and then Ryan Garcia, Raleigh Romero.
Rolly's getting knocked the fuck out. He's getting knocked out in about four or five rounds. I do, respect the fact that him and Ryan are selling this fight by literally shit talking each other the entire time. I do respect that, but Rolly's he's just tailor made. He's just tailor made, and whoever you are going to lose your money if you're betting on Rolly. I'm sorry.
And this is coming from a guy who picked Kambosos over Logan. That's crazy. But I respect it. I do agree with you. Canelo versus William Skull. And can Canelo still get knockouts?
Yes, Canelo could still get knockouts. It's just the fact that the way I see it, I don't think Canelo at this point even needs to knock anyone out. I mean, he chooses whether he wants to knock you out or not. I mean, regardless, he still whips your ass every round. I mean, with the Skull fight, I expect him to like get dropped in maybe the fourth or fifth round. After that, go in survival mode. And really, I got Canelo by, either one knockout in maybe 10 rounds. Maybe he actually, gets Skull out of there. And if he doesn't get Skull out of there, I think Canelo just gonna beat the living shit out of him for like the entire fight. Canelo unanimous decision. Either way, Canelo UD to 12-0 or Canelo TKO in 10 rounds. And like I said, I mean, he doesn't have to knock you out because, I mean, he's already dropping these big dudes. I mean, he dropped Munguia, he dominated Munguia. Yeah. He dropped Berlanga, dominated Berlanga. He dropped Charlo and dominated him. And and he dropped John Ryder more than one time, and he dominated
like
every round.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
You don't even need to knock you out. But anyways, Canelo UD or Canelo TKO in 10.
All right. I appreciate it, my brother. Let me get to the next one. George says, my prediction is that Canelo and Ryan will have relatively easy wins against William Skull and Raleigh Romero. If Teofimo wins, if he stays focused, and Devin Haney may win in a controversial unanimous decision. That would be terrible if he gets a robbery fucking win. That would be terrible. Right. We don't need that. I hope that does not happen. Please do not let that happen.
They might do that just to get the rematch with Ryan.
Haney, yeah,
that is possible. Right.
With Haney, he's always going to get judges' favor. And a lot of people deny it, but he gets the judges' favor for some fucking reason.
Yeah, look at that Lomachenko fight.
Yep.
I'm gonna get my picks real. I'm gonna get my picks real quick.
All right, let's go through it. Nui Cardenas. We can do that one first. Who do you got on that one?
Oh, I got Nui all day. 100%. Knockout. Yeah.
Knockout.
Got 8th round.
Teofimo Barboza.
I got Barboza. It's gonna be almost a 50-50, but man, Teo couldn't even stop or even hurt a Steve Claggett, bro. Steve Claggett, and even the guy before him, he looked good against a washed Josh Taylor. I'm sorry, he was washed already at that point. So he only looked good at the fighters that weren't even pushing it as how they should have been. So I think I got Barboza unanimous decision, and what's the next one?
Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez.
I got Haney by unanimous, because I think he's still, if he's the same Haney as we see in, I guess at 135, 130, but with this much power, the only negative setback by Haney will be power. I don't know if he can handle that power. I don't know if he still will have a chin after that Ryan beating, but I got him outboxing Jose Ramirez, and yeah, I got him by I say a majority decision.
Okay. Ryan Garcia, Raleigh Romero. Who do you got in that one?
That was Ryan. I say he will stop him by the 10th round. Yeah. Rolly ain't shit, bro. I'm sorry. That's another. That's
Canelo Williams. Canelo Williams Skull, and can Canelo still get the knockouts?
Yes, I got Canelo TKO by the championship rounds by 11th or 12th. He may stop William Skull. Hopefully before that, but I got him by championship rounds. Canelo will stop this guy. This William Skull guy is not. He's not it. But he's gonna be running. The only reason why Canelo hasn't got knockouts before
by that question, Nuke, is because he has dropped everybody. He's dropped everybody um, ever since the Triple G win.
Yeah.
That's true.
And he's dropped everybody. And he could have stopped Munguia. He held him up because I guess for fine. I guess for as a he didn't want to stop a Mexican. Because he really respects Mexican fighters, and of course as he is, and but he has dropped ever since. Charlo, he ran a lot. Berlanga, he actually ran. He didn't go up front to front, and he came over 200 pounds. So yeah, he couldn't stop that fucking guy either. But I got him actually defeating and stopping William School this
Okay,
weekend.
okay.
Okay. Let me get to the next one. And then I got round one. Right before I get you round one, let me just read this one. And one baller says, Ashy Knuckles and Garage believe the blue origin was real.
What is that?
Borat's mustache says, if Haney wins but gets dropped or hurt, does his stock drop?
That's a good question.
His stock is already low. It's probably going to look even worse
Yep.
because Jose Ramirez is not even at his best anymore. Fernando says, Nuke, Ashy starts feeling things when you say David Benavidez.
Oh man.
That's fucked up. So is a Fernando. Antonio says, Eduardo Tomato in the comments begging for attention. That's all he does. I've never seen a person meat ride from the comment section. That's really weird. You're
Listen,
meat
Nuke.
riding in the comment section, Eduardo.
Nuke. He's riding Rolly. I said, put your money where your mouth is, bro. I got Ryan all day. Any amount of money he wants to bet.
Horrible.
Hey, Eduardo, you're in there meat riding. Go ahead and put your money where your mouth is. You've been called out. Put your blouse on and step up.
He ain't gonna do it, Nuke. He ain't gonna do it.
Violent says, what if Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney both lose their fights?
That would be a massive payday for somebody.
Yep, and I'm sure both of those guys are gonna probably have to have rematch because let's say Raleigh somehow beats Ryan and Hossein with Jose Ramirez, those guys are gonna have a doubleheader rematch, main event pay-per-view shit, and those guys are gonna both run that shit back. I can see
for sure.
Because those guys are too big names not to get those rematches. And those guys, and if Raleigh and Jose win, Jose's a warrior. He's not going to run from it. I don't think Jose would run from anything. And Raleigh, he's nutty enough to take another payday, so I don't think that would be an issue for him. So I could see both of those running back easily. And round one, one more. I'm sorry. JMA says, explain dumbass Knuckles why Inui is called the monster. It's because he's destroying everybody. There's a monster in boxing. David Benavidez does not destroy anybody. The only thing David destroys is a buffet. Understand that.
The cookies, bro. The cookie
he destroys two things. He destroys a buffet and he destroys a toilet when he go in that motherfucker. They're the only things he's fucking up.
Oh man.
The Mexican
Let's just be clear.
It's crazy because, I mean, yeah, the only excuse that he hasn't stopped or he's not a monster or some of that shit is that at 175 he had two fights, right? Two fights. An old washed Vosdig who has been knocked out by Better BF, and he couldn't drop him. He couldn't even drop him. And now then he went to a younger green prospect, Morel, and he still couldn't drop him. He got dropped. So that's when we were like, yeah, bro, this he's not it. He's not what y'all guys think he is. To the Benavidez fans, I'm sorry.
And I agree. And let me get to round one real quick so we can get my brother's picks real quick. Round one, you there, my brother?
Yes, I am, sir.
All right, my brother. And look, man, and do this and just destroy all these. I know you got a little rant you want to make against these Benavidez meat riders. I know you've been wanting to get on that
no,
shit.
I got something better. Ashley gonna love it. But I got something even better, Nuke. But yeah.
We're gonna get to that right after your prediction. Who do you got? Inui, Cardenas. Who do you got in that fight?
The real monster, Inoue, of course. I'm thinking he's gonna get a TKO within the 8th round or knockout within that. So I got Inoue.
Okay. Teofimo Barboza. Who do you got?
Man, this is the one I'm really looking forward to see because this was more of a 50-50 fight in my opinion. But I'm gonna lean towards Teo, but it's gonna be like what kind of Teo are we gonna see? And Barbosa, could you do enough to not get robbed, to not be a Sandra and Martin, you know? So I'm going for Tio, but this is a close one.
Okay. And Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez. Who do you got in that one?
Ooh, that one's a good one. I'm leaning towards Haney. You know, he's going all 12, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets dropped. I want to see how good he's keeping that left hand up on his chin so he don't get cracked on that right hand. You know, so I'm going with Devin, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting.
I agree. Ryan Garcia, Raleigh Romero. Who do you got on
Oh
that one?
man, of course we. You know, look, I'm Mexican just like Ryan, but I don't support Ryan, but I just got Ryan. Rolly is a judo guy. Rolly used to be outside in his backyard doing the hula hoops. You know, that's how he worked out. He's a guy that closes the fridge door with his hips, bumping Shakira, hips don't lie. He's a judo guy, bro. So the only thing he got is that retarded power, but other than that, I got Ryan for the knockout.
Okay.
And then we got Canelo Alvarez, William Skull, and can Canelo also still get knockouts?
Yeah, see, I got Canelo on this one, and the thing about Canelo is, I remember you said it before, Nuke, like after the hand injury, he kind of he still has the pop. So to me, especially like someone, if like the rumors are saying he got knocked out by fucking Conor Ben, I'm going with Canelo by
Yeah,
knockout
that's crazy.
or stoppage, and that's going within the 11th round or 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing, Luke.
And then
Oh,
yeah. Hold on. Let me address this, and I'm gonna come right back to you, round one.
go ahead.
Blouse is in the comments bitching and moaning and says, still waiting for someone to keep it 100 and call Canelo versus Skull garbage truck juice fight. Well, I mean, this is for two-time undisputed. William Skull is a world champion. Edgar, why didn't he call Benavidez versus Vostok a garbage fight? A guy who was previously retired, or call any of those fights, or him against Demetrius Andre, who wasn't a champion, moving up a garbage fight.
Yep.
But you want to call Canelo versus a champion a garbage fight? I'm not understanding the hate here. Why is he so angry?
I don't know, bro. You pretty much summed it all up, but all I can say is he's a blind fanboy who rides
For real.
meat.
All right, man. That's the thing about Canelo. See, that's where I'm gonna start, Nuke, because for
And he still didn't want to place a bet.
the past couple days, we be getting hate. Me and you, Nuke, we Canelo fans, bro. We Canelo fans. We could say that, but it looks like we've been getting hate by Canelo dick riding fanboys, bro. And this is disgusting, bro. Like I can't even criticize Canelo fighting a C-level fighter in Skull without getting barrage and bombarded with all these Canelo fanboys. And the thing is about Canelo fanboys is they just like any other fanboys. I mean, look, them Tank Davis meat riding fanboys order that meat lovers pizza. We've seen Mr. Mirage add extra glaze that the doctors had to get the pump. Like these Canelo meat riders are on their knees using their imagination. They taking a teaspoon of cinnamon, doing the cinnamon challenge, and choking, thinking they choking on Canelo's dick.
Damn,
man.
Damn, bro.
From
That's
me
fucking visual.
and you, Nuke. That is for me and you, bro. These guys are on their knees doing the cinnamon challenge, choking and coughing, thinking they choking on Canelo's dick. Dick rider.
Talk your shit,
That's all
round
I had
one.
to say.
Talk your shit. Talk your
Hey,
shit,
Nuke.
man.
Yeah. Carlos.
Hey, Nuke, I got a bone to pick with someone.
Go pick your bone, my brother. Pause.
Hey, man,
No
I was pissed. I was so pissed off today. Listen, I got a bone to pick with Edgar Berlanga.
Oh, damn, I thought you were going to say me. I thought you were about to say me. I was like, God damn, what happened?
No, you
Fuck
good.
you, bro.
Tú eres de los buenos, Moreno. No, you good, bro. No, I got a bone to pick with Berlanga. This man really came out and really said that Canelo's a little bitch, un mamá de un bitch or whatever, saying that he's delusional. He stood toe to toe with Canelo. He didn't ran. Man, listen, Berlanga, what the fuck have you have done at 168? Because you are not him. They're un pelicolero. And sorry if my little Ricaness comes out because he's acting like a movie star because he's delusional. He's a facade. He has not done nothing 168. And then he acts like he has the right to rematch Canelo. No, you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Even if you beat Shiraz, I still don't want to see you fight Canelo. But if you was honorable, if you would take this shit serious, maybe, cleaning out the other fighters, the competition, like Diego Pacheco, Mabili, Munguia, Caleb Plant, Charlo, maybe you have a better argument. But you fighting fucking Montequilla, you want to fight Canelo again? Man, fuck out of here, bro. I look stupid picking you over Chiraz in the July 12th fight. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait when Sanders Science wins a world title so we can stop talking about Berlanga as a Puerto Rican star. Man, you ain't a fucking Puerto Rican star, man. Man, doing so, man, he's really gonna be, and ending his career, the most dislikable Puerto Rican fighter in history. That's what he's gonna be, for real. So that's all I gotta say.
That's real.
I had to
That's
say
real.
it. I had to say it. That shit pissed me off today.
And
That's
I
real,
want to get
bro.
all you. I want to get all you guys' reaction on this one thing. Virgil Ortiz did an interview with Boxing News. It's like it's basically a video service, kind of like Fight Hype. And so Boxing News Ed, and he said that Terrence Crawford told him that he's not coming back to 154, and that he's going to fight his last 2 fights and then retire.
He thinks he's gonna win Canelo and get a rerun. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what he's saying. So he's saying he's gonna. That's what it sounds like he's saying.
That's what he's saying.
What's your reaction? Is that shit
Wait,
ridiculous to
who's
you,
he
Edgar?
signed
What
to?
do you think?
Who's he signed to?
He's a
signed to
free
Turkey
agent.
Al
Turkey.
Sheikh.
He's Turkey.
Oh, he's Turkey.
Yeah,
What the
he's
fuck is
sucking
Bro,
on
wrong?
that turkey
TKO?
over there,
What
man.
the fuck
Bro,
is
he
wrong?
is
Turkey's
delusional.
not
He's
even
trying to
promoted.
sell the fact that he thinks he's gonna pull off a win and he's gonna get a run back for another massive payday. Nah, bro, this is a
And this is
one-time
what's
ride
wrong with
only.
boxing. This is
That
what's
Let,
that's
wrong
let,
with boxing. He
bullshit.
gets a massive
now let
payday
me ask you
fighting
this, Edgar.
bums.
Hold on, one second. Let's say he loses to Canelo in September.
That's it. We're never
What
gonna see him again.
what's his second fight? So he's not gonna have a second fight?
Nah, hell no. That's what I'm saying. He's trying to sell the fact that he thinks, or he's gonna prove all of us wrong, and he's gonna shock the world, and he's gonna get a victory, and then he's gonna be like, well, we got to run it back again, and then that's his second fight, quote unquote. But nah, fuck that. He's gonna walk away with his 40-50 million, and he's riding off to the sunset with a knockout.
Damn. Solid as T. What do you think about the whole Terrence Crawford saying he's fighting 2 fights and he's not coming back to 154, and after that he's gonna hang it up?
Well, I don't know if this is 100% accurate, but I was reading an article that they're actually canceling the Canelo and Crawford fight. I don't know if that's accurate. If anybody got a laptop, they can type it in. There was an article I saw that said that.
Did they give a reasoning for that or anything?
They said it from what I read. It said that Turkey Al Sheikh canceled. So if anybody got a laptop right now,
oh, it got cut off. It said the reason they canceled it was Turkey Al Sheikh did what?
No. From what I read, it said that he just canceled the event because they were supposed to fight in September, right? And from what I read, it said Turkey Al Sheikh and his people that were putting on the fight, they canceled it. The Canelo versus Crawford fight.
Oh, but what's the source? Like what company published it?
I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but I did come across an article that said that, and I clicked on it, and it had an actual article, and I was reading. That's what I'm saying. If anybody got a laptop right now, they can type it in, and the same article might come up.
Okay, we'll look into that. But based on what Virgil Ortiz said on Boxing News, Ed, which we know it's all credible. If these are his last 2 fights for Bud Crawford, as great as he is, he's an excellent fighter, elite. He's made it to pound for pound status, 2-time undisputed. What do you think about these being his last 2 fights? And do you think he's going to beat Canelo and get the rematch? Do you think he's going to lose to Canelo and fight somebody else? What do you think is going to happen?
I honestly don't know who his last 2 fights would be, but do I think he'll beat Canelo? No, it's too much weight. It doesn't really make sense for him to do that. That's just a bad idea. You're not a 68 pounder. It's better when guys fight guys in their weight class or around their weight. So, I told you last time I was on here, Canelo allowed himself to be bribed into taking that fight. Canelo's a smart guy. He knows that he shouldn't be fighting a guy that's not in his weight class. But if they did fight, Crawford would lose because it's too much weight. You're not a 68 pounder. Only a 68 or 75 pounder could beat Canelo, not a 47, 54 pounder. No 47, 54 pounder is going to beat Canelo, no matter how good they are.
And how I see that fight, how I see Crawford. I mean, Crawford ain't tall. Canelo's been fighting a lot of tall fighters, so that would just make Canelo
an easier fight.
Yeah, easier fight because he doesn't have to
reach that high.
He doesn't have to reach that high. He doesn't need to worry about the next day of the fight they blowing up 200 fucking pounds. Like, bro, like I don't see where people
but
believe
the thing
in
about it
superbud.
is,
Go ahead.
Yeah, because walking around at a higher weight and actually fighting at a higher weight are two different things. It's just not. It's the weight classes are for a reason. That's not a fight that should be. It's not appropriate. That's what's bad.
But the thing about
boxing.
But the thing about it at this point is, I highly doubt that Turkey's gonna call it off because, as far as we know, Canelo is signed to a 4-fight deal with a massive payday. And yes, this first one is for just semantics of going undisputed again to collect all the belts, which is another reason why that fight would be lucrative because it would be Bud Crawford, who's been undisputed twice, and all this other shit, and all his fans behind him, and all that weight of the world, or of those people hoping that he can pull it off. It would just be a really big event. So it doesn't make sense to me for them just to call it off. And
the thing about it though is
the numbers ain't adding up for me.
It makes a great story, but weight classes are for a reason. And
no,
like I said,
that. I understand
a lot of people. Now, what you're saying, I agree with, but I think it's a little bit just add to it.
Right.
The problem is Canelo fans or people that support Canelo, they're drowning out people that are just boxing lovers. Boxing lovers don't want to see this fight. But the Canelo fans want to see this fight for
no.
Crawford
fans. Crawford fans.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta clear this up real quick. Solid. What fan base do you think is calling for this fight between Canelo Crawford?
No, I think the Canelo fans is calling for it.
You think so? You really believe that?
No, come on.
I think what happened is Crawford made a mistake. Crawford made a mistake and got arrogant, and for whatever strange reason, thought he can go up to 68 and beat Canelo. You're not a 68 pounder. So he put it out there, and people drunk the Kool-Aid. So now it's out there. I think Canelo fans are just gunning for it now because of that. They really want to see him lose to Canelo. They want to see that. It's like a fantasy to them. They want to see that. But if you holler at people that just love boxing, they're not really too big on. They like Canelo, but they're not like just Canelo lovers. They gonna tell you they rather see him fight the other guy. I don't want to say his name, or somebody in his weight class, not somebody that's not in his weight class. That's what they gonna say.
Nah, man, you got to twist it. Look. Crawford, okay, you're calling it a mistake. I'm not calling it a mistake. I'm calling it an opportunity for him to make a lifetime supply of money for him and his family. That's what he saw.
The problem.
Canelo fans, like you said, real fans understand what's going to happen. Either he's going to get knocked out or he's going to ride his bike. Canelo brings his fan base because wherever he goes, he's going to sell. But the other side of the street, the Crawford fans and that media that put him up on the pound for pound list, even though he fights once a year and fights nobody, sometimes fights nobodies, or sometimes doesn't look that great. Somehow he passes the eye test, and somehow he's still the number one pound for pound fighter. That whole side of the street, that media and those people, those fanboys believe he can pull it off, and that's why the fight's getting made.
I don't agree with that because Crawford's been making money for years, so I don't think he's desperate. I don't think he's
not
desperate
that kind of money. Not that kind of money. That's why he's taking the fight.
Maybe not $100 million to fight. I understand that, but he got money. He's not. I'm pretty sure when he goes to the bank, he's smiling. What I'm saying is, it's not an appropriate match. He's not in that weight class. Nobody should want to see this. Canelo should have just kept saying, "No, I'm not going to fight you." But he allowed himself to be bribed into fighting him. He should have never did that. Why would you fight a 47 pounder?
Crawford got bribed.
No, Canelo got bribed. This fight does not happen. Canelo doesn't agree.
Canelo got paid.
Hold on one second, fellas. I just want to lay out a few facts. I want to lay out a few facts. Canelo at no time asked for this fight. Canelo's fan base, from my opinion, has never wanted this fight. And it was Terence Crawford who relentlessly pursued this fight. And not only did he relentlessly pursue this fight, but Terence Crawford was the one who said, that I would never fight Canelo. That's too much weight. I would never go up. Something
Yeah,
changed
he
his
made a
mind.
mistake.
Hold on, one second. Something changed his mind. So the first guy that had to be convinced of doing this had to be Terrence Crawford. You remember Turki Al-Sheikh offered Terrence Crawford a Virgil Ortiz fight and said, hell, you can fight Virgil Ortiz, big money, a lot of money on the line. Terrence Crawford said, nope, either Canelo or I'm fucking retiring. That's what he said. He demanded the Canelo fight or he would retire.
Yeah.
Those are facts. Canelo has never at any time
That's
said,
true.
oh, I got to fight Bud or I'm going to quit. I got to have this fight. And Canelo never considered Bud an opponent for him. Bud said, I never considered Canelo, but then he did, a 180 and we're like, no, fuck that. I'll fight Canelo. And it's the biggest fight there is. He said it's the biggest money fight there is. These are all Terrence Crawford's words. And
to add to
when
that,
Terrence Crawford, hold on 1 second, Solid. And so when Terrence Crawford started calling and begging and pleading for the fight because he knew it would be the biggest payday he could ever get, that's when the fight started happening. That's when he convinced Turki Al-Sheikh could do it, because before he never gave a fuck about it. And now he's just, after he beat Errol Spence, he was convinced that this was the fight for him. And he could not see any other way. I've never seen, and I've dealt with thousands of fans. I've never seen Canelo fans call for this until after the fight was made. They would say, okay, now we want to see him get knocked out. That was the energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on 1 second, Solidus. We're going to circle back to you, Solidus. I want to go to Country because Country said, I think he said that no one was calling for it. How do you see this, Country?
Nobody really called for the fight. I mean, it was just, I feel like it was thrust upon us. I understand why. I'm not mad at him. Something is in this for Canelo. But we don't know what it is because Canelo already had money when you think about it. He already had the fame and already had the prestige. Bud was levels below. I mean, he was kind of famous and stuff, but he wasn't, at Canelo's level, and he couldn't draw like Canelo. So somewhere along the line, Bud was able, with help, was able to put something in there for Canelo that made Canelo say, "Yeah, let's do this." And maybe it was
yeah, he's pretty hungry. I was just gonna say,
I think Canelo is just too big for him. I think that Bud is not gonna. He struggled with Madrimov, and unfortunately, and Canelo's a lot bigger and a lot more powerful than Madrimov. So, I don't see Bud winning the fight. I like Bud. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of both fighters, but I just don't see Bud winning.
What I can't understand is what I can't understand is these Bud fans. Like, how can they not see the red flags? All right, you had a great performance with Errol Spence, but man, you never defended your undisputed at 147 with Bruce Ennis. You were struggling against Madrimov. Look what Virgil Ortiz did to Madrimov. A better performance than you did. So
I
it's
honestly believe that Virgil Ortiz would have been a better fight. I don't think Bruce Ennis would have been a good fight because I think Bud ultimately would have beat him.
All right, but it's just like right now, Bruce Ennis has been aging better. Now he's unified, so it's still a fight.
He's a unified champion.
You know what I mean? It's still a fight that would have been interesting to watch. Why Canelo has to be the one that got to fight the uppercomers? Everybody. He had to fight from cruiserweight, from all the way down to 147. It's like, come on now.
Didn't you know it's the Canelo sweepstakes? Everybody's got their ticket.
Well, now here's an interesting thing. If Bud Crawford was really about legacy before he even got to a Canelo, imagine this run. He beats Errol Spence. He beats Madrimov. Then he goes up, beats unified champion Janibek, then goes up and beats Canelo. That's a great run to finish off your career with your final two fights, because really, Janibek there with 2 belts, you go snatch those from him, and you get acclimated to being around 160 pounds before you just jump up to 68. Then you make the Canelo fight even bigger, because then like, damn, Bud just moved up and beat Janibek. I'm wondering why he didn't just take that pass.
His age. He's not at the right age to do all that. He's not at the right age.
But he's at the age to just jump those weight classes and fight Canelo. Edgar, I don't understand.
I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him jumping those weight classes.
Like I think Solid is I don't know. He's just I don't know blinded or he
Fine,
can't see
like
the he can't see the one-way street sign or some shit. But like the biggest payday in Crawford's history was $5 million, and I'm pretty sure Turkey lost when he put on his first fight, and that's why Turkey was like, you know what, I got to make my money back on this horse. It's like a racehorse owner. If the fucking horse ain't performing, he puts that motherfucker out to pasture. So he needs to make that money back before he sends him off to the sunset.
True.
No, I don't
Also,
agree with
like
that because I
he
feel
could
like
also have been
Crawford could
gaining,
fight
right?
somebody else and make that kind of money. I
You
don't
just
think
said he can't. No,
he
he
doesn't.
doesn't
He
draw.
doesn't have
And
to
you just
fight.
said his
He
age.
doesn't have to
No,
fight.
nobody on this earth
He's
will
at an
fucking
age where
fight.
he's too old.
Okay. I'll give you one person that maybe makes that fight for him and he gets paid. I'm close to that level, and that's Jake Paul.
Who?
Jake Paul, the motherfucking YouTuber.
Nah, to be
He's
honest
the
with
only
you,
other person.
I think he can get the bag if he fight. I think if he were to fight Ortiz at 54, he can get the bag.
So why did he run
don't
away
really
from
need
him?
Canelo.
So why didn't he take the fight?
They're not going to
Listen,
get
For
Canelo
some,
back.
no, I don't think he
Crawford,
run away from him. I think for some strange,
Yes, he did. He ran away from him and Ennis.
Crawford
Hold up.
Crawford could have
For
fought
some
Chisora
reason,
and had 3 belts.
for some reason, he has his sights set on Canelo, which is a mistake.
The money.
That's something that he's doing.
We know the reason he got his sights
The money, bro.
The money.
I
That's
think it's
the
more than
only
that.
reason. No,
Bro,
it's not.
Because
It's the only
it doesn't
reason.
make sense.
A couple years ago, Crawford was saying that there's no way he would ever fight Canelo. But then when it actually seemed possible, that's when he went to do it. He knows that. He knows that he's going to.
I'll put it to you like this, Solidus. What do you do for a living, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm into pharmaceuticals.
Okay, so if you work at one pharmaceutical company and company B says, you know what, dude, you want to come work for me fucking over Christmas break and I will pay you 5 fucking times what you make over there. Are you really going to say, nah, I'm okay over here?
Depends on how much I'm already making.
Money. You're going to take the money.
Nah, it depends on how much I'm already making for me.
So let's say you get paid $100,000 a year. And someone says, yo, if you come work for me this one time over here for 6 months, I'm going to give you $500K. You're going to say no?
So that's unlikely to happen, but that hypothetically were to happen.
It's a hypothetical. Okay, so it's a hypothetical for you, but for Crawford, it is a possibility right now.
I believe the reason why Crawford wants to fight Canelo is because for whatever strange reason, he thinks he's good enough to go out there and beat him. I think it's more than the money. I really believe that. You're saying everything's about money.
You're tripping.
I do. I think he's crazy. I think Terrence Crawford is crazy enough to think that.
He could have.
Do not underestimate that.
That Crawford doesn't believe that he could win. It's that the money is what entices
No.
him.
I said he's crazy enough to think he can beat Canelo at 68. I believe that's the main reason why he wants to fight him. I don't think it's the money.
Why jump up so much weight? If he could have done that at 154, he could have been a 3 weight class undisputed champion.
That's what I would have did. I have,
and it would have been way easier. Beat it from door. You got 3 belts. You only got to beat Bakro.
I have no idea. I have no idea why he didn't do that. That's what I would have did. Fuck Canelo. I'm not going to go to 60. I'm not a 68 pounder.
It's because he didn't want to take them.
I mean, Crawford is not a bum. He can fight these guys. I mean, you've seen him do it.
You know what? Hey, listen, Solid. We're not saying he's a bum, but you know what's gonna tell you the moment your angle on it. If Crawford runs the whole rest of the fight after he gets tagged once, then you know that it's for the money.
Right? Yeah.
And
you already know that's going to happen.
If he stands on
business, what Edgar's saying, because what Edgar's saying is, if Bud's up there really trying to fight Canelo like he did Errol Spence, and he gets tagged, and he like, fuck that, I'm just going to be on my bike the whole fight.
He's a 68 pounder.
And then why go up there?
He's a 68 pounder.
Hold on, Sal. If you feel like you can win, then it don't matter. The whole 68 pounder shit goes out the window. You feel like you can win, go win. You said you will not do what Charlo did. If he goes in there and does exactly what Charlo did, he's a fucking disgrace to boxing. Because you promised the fans that you are a different kind of fighter, and you're gonna go in there and tuck your nuts and run. Don't do that. I would respect, but if you go in there, you beg for this fight, you're getting a payday. You said you're not Charlo, then go in there and show me you're not that guy and beat Canelo the fuck up.
here's the thing.
All the
Crawford been,
pressures, all
This
the
whole
pressures
situation is
on
weird,
Crawford.
bro.
You're making it
This whole
weird. We're trying to
situation.
Let me read
explain
this
it to
He's
really
fighting
you.
a guy. He's fighting a guy at 168. It's already a foregone conclusion he's going to lose.
Hold
Like,
on. Let me
ahead.
read
see
this.
So if
this.
it's a
Let me
foregone
read this
conclusion,
comment
he's
real
gonna
quick,
lose.
and
Why
then
would
we'll
he
get
take the
right back
fight?
to the discussion. Mike Trade says, "Yo, Nuke, for some reason it's not letting me join. But why does this guy keep blaming Mexican fans for the Canelo versus Bud fight when black fans keep begging for it and Bud keep begging for it as well?" And
Let me
Fact.
that's
respond
probably
to
the
that.
most accurate. Hold on, this is probably the most accurate statement that I've heard all night, because this echoes what I've seen. This echoes what pretty much everybody's seen. It's never been the Canelo fans, the Mexican fan base, asking for this fight. Why would they want to fight Bud when he's not even nowhere near his weight class? The fight never made sense logically until Bud said, "I'll fight Canelo all of a sudden, and that's the only fight I want, or I'll retire." And then all of his Bud fans said, "Oh, he'll beat Canelo." Then all of the Benavidez fans said, "Oh, he'll beat Canelo." So all of these anti-Canelo fan bases came up and said, "Oh, this guy's going to watch Canelo. We want to see the fight." There was even channels saying that Canelo was ducking Bud when Canelo said, "I'm not interested in the Bud fight." And then everybody came out with the narrative that Canelo's ducking Bud. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you know what though? I don't really think it's Crawford fans or Canelo fans that are really calling for the fight. I think it's casuals, like casuals that know Crawford because he's one of the pound for pound, and everybody knows Canelo already. So they look at that fight. They don't really understand the weight class. They don't understand the difference between weight classes. So I think it's really them calling for the fight. I don't really think like real Bud fans call for that fight. I don't really think real Canelo fans are calling for that fight. I
These
think
are
it's the
just
The only
casuals.
reason why
uneducated fans.
the only reason why I said the Mexican thing is because after they announced they were going to fight, a lot of Mexicans were just coming out saying, "Oh, he's going to knock Bud out. I want to see him knock him out." But
Well,
they
that
weren't
was
Because
saying
way
that
after the
before.
because
So
fact. That's
that
way
was throwing
after
me
the
off.
fact,
after the fact.
Zaldis. That's way
That was
after
throwing
the
me
fact.
off.
I know.
So I'm going off of that.
I think you came in and saw that at the end after the fight's already done. But before the fight was being made, the build up every single day, it was a different fan base begging and pleading for this fight to happen and making a narrative about how Canelo is going to get exposed and
Tim
destroyed and
Bradley,
whipped.
And I would
fucking
think,
uh,
yeah,
what Shields, fucking
Andre
Tim
Ward.
I mean,
I
I'm
Bradley,
think
sorry.
Clarissa
I
I'm sorry to
think
Shields,
say it.
Andre
Clarissa,
Ward, Shakur.
every
Andre
black
Ward. Yep.
boxing, every black boxing analyst, so-called
Well,
analyst, fucking
David
called it for it.
Benavidez even said that Bud Crawford had a 70% chance to beat Canelo.
I think
Exactly. Like,
But I
come on.
don't think he even
I think the
believes that.
reason
I
why
don't think he believes that.
I think the reason why all these other boxers and analysts, these
Somebody
guys
calling
that
my
cover
name.
boxing, former and current fighters, I think the reason why they're saying they think Bud is going to win, I feel like everybody thinks Bud is the better boxer, pound for pound. That's why they're
You know,
saying that.
I
Because
thought,
you know, if he fights at that weight class, he's going to lose. It's not his weight class, but I feel like people just feel like, oh, Bud's the better boxer, so we're going to say he's going to win.
But
I
pound
think
for
that's what
pound
it is.
means that it wouldn't matter about weight classes. That would mean that they would theoretically be in the same weight class. What would happen? So we about to find out in a couple months.
I thought
No,
I thought this shit would die down after the Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. fight. You see how Conor Benn fought and he still lost, moving up to 160 and having Chris Eubank not pass 10 pounds in the weight class. Crawford is gonna have to move up so much weight at 168, and there's gonna be no weight class, no nothing. So he has to fight in a weight division that he's not supposed to be in. Like, what are we talking about here?
He's about to fight the king of that weight class who ain't even supposed to be in that weight class
Yeah,
neither.
exactly. And then Canelo's gonna fight a dude finally that is not 6 foot and over. See what happens. Let's see what
Well,
happens.
Park Street. Does Canelo get credit if he wins this fight? Because I think he deserves some credit if the whole
I
world says
give
he's going
him
to get his
credit.
ass kicked.
I give him credit, and the reason why I give him credit is because Crawford is the one that called him out. Crawford fans is the one that called him out, and also Crawford, he was the first undisputed 4-belt champion in the 4-belt era, and he was the first two division undisputed. So how are we not gonna give that credit? Because when
Exactly.
Marvin Hagler fought Sugar Ray, how is that any different than what we talking about now?
And also, I don't want people to bring excuses or nothing because y'all had him number 1 pound for pound, Crawford number 1 pound for pound for fucking 3 years after Errol
Yup.
Spence.
Yup.
No activity, no nothing. Come on,
That's
No,
I don't want
and
to
diabolical,
hear.
Carlos.
It is diabolical.
and I really don't think Crawford believes he could win the fight because if he did believe he could win the fight, he would take somebody at 68 before Canelo just to get acclimated to the weight, and he would believe that he could win that fight if he believes he could beat Canelo. So I think if he thought he could win, he would take like a Munguia fight or somebody before fighting Canelo. But I really think bro is just trying to cash in, just trying to get a payday.
But see, that's the thing.
But
That's
like,
how you know. That's how you know they ain't really about that life because legacy leads to the cash out. If he was focused on legacy and knocked out everybody at 154, became undisputed there, knocked out everybody undisputed at 160, and then fought Canelo, then he could possibly do that. But you want to skip 2 weight classes like you built like that. You ain't even fight the main dude in the weight class you just moved up in.
Right.
And me personally, I think Jamel Charlo will give him that work after
And like
2 or 3 comeback fights.
and
He
it's
was
like
the
I said, it's
Oh
like
go
I
ahead.
man.
said, on that night when it happens, if he gets on his bike or puts on his track shoes, then that's gonna tell you all you need to know. He was
Correct.
in it for the money. If he fucking stands in the middle of the ring and sits on business and gets knocked out and goes out on his shield, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But like I believe he's gonna fucking run all night, and you know he's just running to the bank.
Hey, as
Um,
38 years old, that's 38 years old. That fight. Go ahead.
and Fonzie 909 says I got Canelo over Crawford. He's going to feel that power. In turn, fight uncomfortable and increase chances for mistakes. Canelo will take advantage. I think a lot of people underrate Canelo, but the narrative is that Canelo cannot get knockouts anymore. So if Canelo doesn't knock out William Skull, and he's not required to, let me make that, he's not required to knock out anybody. Floyd didn't get a lot of knockouts at the end of his career, and nobody complained. So now it's like if Canelo don't do it, it's a big deal. So my whole thing is let's just see what happens. But they're saying he can't knock out Crawford. Well, if Crawford doesn't feel Canelo can knock him out, there's no reason to run.
Uh
So
Yeah.
let's find out.
Crawford don't believe that.
And let me read these next two. Borat's mustache says Berlanga beat up my plug last fight. That's fucked up.
Hey, yo, Borat's funny as fuck.
Fight Sports Talk says Canelo is the weakest champion, the biggest cherry picker in history. Nothing but a disgrace. Just kidding, y'all.
And I don't believe wait, what the fuck was I about to say? Nuke, what'd you just say? I was gonna say something
we,
back
I
to
we
that.
was
was just
talking
talking
about
about,
Crawford.
yeah.
About what?
Crawford.
So
Yeah,
if he
he'll come
believes he
back.
can knock him out,
Friends.
If he
Yeah,
believes
he'll
he can
come
knock
back.
out Canelo, there shouldn't be a lot of like
Hey,
running in the fight. He
did
should
y'all
sit down, stand on business, and try to fight Canelo like you fought Errol Spence, like
did,
you fought everybody else, because they said the narrative was from Terrence Crawford's own trainer is that Terrence Crawford will do Canelo just like he did Errol Spence. You can't do Canelo like Errol Spence if you run from him.
That's a
Right.
fact.
did y'all
Oh,
seen? Go ahead, McGirt.
I know what I was gonna say. Yeah, Canelo. I think Canelo is gonna knock out Skull, but if he doesn't, he's not required to. But he shouldn't struggle with Skull for sure. I think if his power is going, he should still be able to outbox, like like most of the rounds, like for most of his opponents. But the power might have went, but I think he can knock out Skull because Skull gets hit way too much.
Hey, I don't know if y'all
Let me ask
seen.
the panel a question.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead, Carlos.
No, I want to bring back up something. I don't know if y'all seen in the Steven Nelson and Diego Pacheco fight. Crawford telling Steven Nelson, man, you should have done this against Diego Pacheco. Man, you should have done this. Man, I want to see what were you gonna do at Canelo at September. I don't want to hear no excuses. You talk a big game, bro. These Crawford's interviews that he been having with Shannon Sharp and shit like that. He be talking a big game, and I want to see it.
Well, it's going to be very interesting because Terrence Crawford's never fought at this level. I mean, Errol
Exactly.
Spence has never been at Canelo's level, and we saw
Yeah,
Madrimov is nowhere near his level. So it's fair to say he's never fought at this
And he
level.
struggled
Never,
with Madrimov.
and it's good to be confident in your abilities, but he's so confident that he can just move up weight, ignore all of the history of boxing, and think that he can just play with weight and play with champions and stuff like that. So we'll find out. Maybe Terrence Crawford is as good as he say he is. We're about to find out very, very soon. If Turkey Al-Rashid did not cancel the fight like they said, let me ask you guys a question for everybody.
Well, I got a little.
Oh, yeah.
I got a. It's not like Canelo. It's not like Canelo's this super undefeated fighter. I mean, when he himself fought elite level fighters, he lost. So you can kind of argue.
Hold on. Before we go there, I just want to say this: if Terrence Crawford was at the same point in his career that Canelo was, and had a catch weight on him at 23, I think he would have lost to Floyd Mayweather as well. If Terrence Crawford fights Dimitri Bivol tomorrow at 175, I think Terrence Crawford would get stopped. I don't think Terrence Crawford would even lose. I think he would get knocked the fuck out. So I think if I compare the same fighters,
if he fought at 175,
one second, Solis, 1 second, and we also compare Terrence Crawford saying that he can fight at 60. If you can fight Canelo at 68, and you have a longer reach, and you're slightly taller than Canelo, and you have this, and the weight is not a problem, you're strong enough, and Canelo's going to feel your power, and you're that great, then it should be no problem for Terrence Crawford to say, if I beat Canelo, I need to fight Bivol at 75 next, to show everybody that
at 35 years old.
38.
Well, he's 38 fighting Canelo right now. Hold on. So if his age, hold on. If his age is an issue, hold on 1 second. If his age is an issue, then you sit your old ass down and don't go up there and fight Canelo. Because
that's what I told you. That I already told you that. I told you that already. Canelo's getting up there too. It's almost time for him to sit there.
I know, but listen to what I'm saying. Crawford disagrees with you. He doesn't believe his age is an issue. Crawford doesn't agree with you. He said my age is not an issue. So if his age is not an issue to move up in weight without tune-ups, then he should be able to go up there and beat Bivol if he beat Canelo, right?
Last time I was on here with you, I told you once you get 35 and up, it's pretty much a wrap.
I know, but
right
Crawford I hear you, but Crawford.
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
With that. Crawford feels like, hey, I'm that guy. So Crawford feels like he can do it. So if he got his last two fights, fuck rematching Canelo. You beat Canelo. Go up there and beat the shit out of Dimitri Bivol. show us who you are, bro.
That'd be crazy.
Good luck with that.
Country, what are you saying, Country?
Good luck with that one, man. He ain't doing that.
Good luck with that.
By the way, real
quick,
man, Kiwi did rage quit the other night. He said he didn't, but he did. Because we were asking him questions, and we asked him about his marital status, and he got mad about that. And then we asked him about what he did. What he did was he accused us of all of us of trying to gang up on him, jumped off the panel, stayed in the chat, and was accusing us of ganging up on him. And I told him, don't react to stuff so seriously. We just give each other shit all the time. That's all. I said, you don't have to jump off the panel. I mean, don't get me wrong, we like Kiwi, but he was just kind of overreacting to stuff.
Wait, who was that, bro? Who are you talking about?
Real fight sports.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah. He be on everybody's panel, bro. He be on everybody's shit, bro. I'm like, damn.
He's a good dude. I like him, man. Honestly,
he's funny, bro. Dude, hey, he's funny as shit. I like him too.
But he just if you ask him too many personal questions, he starts tripping, man. I mean, we weren't ganging up on him. We were just asking him questions, but it became multiple people. And he just flipped out and said, I'm out of here. You're ganging up on me.
Hold on. You said they asked him about his marital status, and he said, fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Y'all do too much.
When we asked him, he was like, what?
You guys are fucked up. You guys are fucked up for saying that.
That shit was funny, though, man.
Too much. Y'all do too fucking much.
That's fucked
No.
up.
Hold on, son. This is like when we talking to Fight Sports and we're all on here talking shit. And the guy's like, yeah, so I'm fucking the girl in the ass. And I'm like, wait a minute, Fight Sports, are you married? He said, wait a minute, that's too fucking personal. That's too fucking personal.
Yo,
No, leave him
bro.
alone, bro.
I can assure you, we were not being malicious at all, man. I can assure you of that. We were not.
Y'all
But it
are
was
assholes.
Wait. But my question is, why did you ask him that, country?
actually, my buddy Villanat was the one who asked him that because he was trying to allude to another point, but it was just something he was asking like to get to that point, and he refused to answer. He wouldn't answer.
Damn.
Hey, Duke, I got a question if I may.
Yes.
Number one, give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta drink some water. y'all fucking too much. Y'all are assholes. All right. I was gonna ask.
Man, that's funny. Man, please somebody ask him about his marital status when he gets on here, please.
Oh man.
Yo, Nuke, shut
I'll
the
do
hell
that
up,
shit.
Nuke.
Y'all evil, man.
Shut the hell up.
Don't do that. His head will explode on the air. Don't do that.
Nuke, or son. And next time he's
Yes.
on, and like, I know that like after this weekend and whatever, Bum Beatus is gonna come back out and he's gonna start calling Canelo out again, and then we're gonna be on, and then he's gonna be saying, "Oh yeah, but Canelo, he didn't look that good on this round or this blah 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 blah." So I think David is gonna win, and then someone just needs to say, "Hey, what's your marital status?" Your status, and then it's just
Oh man.
it's just
I'm
gonna
gonna save
stop.
that
You know
shit.
what?
I'm definitely doing it.
Somebody in the chat was referring to him as Timu Mirage.
Oh, that's
Man.
fucked up. That's
Man,
fucked up,
that's funny.
man.
Y'all are
Y'all gotta give him
horrible.
PTSD with that shit, man.
Oh,
Oh, man.
y'all ever
This is
seen the beginning of The Lion King when they was holding Simba up?
Yeah.
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 That's how they be doing David's nut.
Oh man.
oh man.
Oh hell yeah!
I mean,
They're
number
doing
one,
that with
country's
him
already
naked on
giving
the
me
calendar,
PTSD.
man.
And I just want to say this last
Oh,
question for the whole panel, and then we're good. Raiden says, "Do you guys think Bud Crawford could beat William Skull?"
no.
I think so. He could.
No.
I think he could.
Shit,
No.
If
he
Conor
hard
Ben,
fighter.
No.
if Conor Ben knocked him out,
No.
come on, bro.
I don't
Fuck
think so.
that.
There's
No.
just too much
Conor
weight.
Ben
That
is
was
Too much
Do I
weight.
stupid.
think
Conor Ben,
Bud is
bro.
more skilled?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
but
has in hand. Come on, bro.
No.
we
No.
gotta see. We don't
Stop
know.
it.
He never
No.
fought at
Nah, bro.
160.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
honestly,
If the
that's one of
rumors,
them.
no,
That's
no, no,
one of
Luke,
them.
Luke. Hey, let me tell you that. If the rumors are true and Conor Ben knocked him out, fucking come on, man. I'm gonna give. I think Bud would knock him out too, bro. Come on now,
The
bro.
only thing I'm saying round one is I don't take rumors real. And the only reason why I don't, because the same rumors were saying that David Benavidez stopped Dimitri Bivol in 2 rounds in sparring. Like, I don't believe that shit.
Hey, we
Either.
don't know. Hey, it could have been stopped not because of David, but because of Bivol heard David and said, "All right, we could stop this. Let's stop. I don't want to hurt you." So David took it the other way, maybe. Who knows? Maybe David got hit with a body shot and Bivol was like, "Oh shit!"
The
I
rumor
heard it.
is that David dropped Bivol in sparring and stopped Bivol in 2 rounds, and he
Yeah,
couldn't
but that was
continue.
his. Who said that? It wasn't his.
Jose Senior.
Exactly. No, if a father, come on now, bro. That's like
It's
Joe
always the
Haney saying.
father.
That's like
But
Joe
but
Haney.
but
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
like
I
Joe
just
Haney
don't
saying
believe.
like
I
I
don't
just
like to
saw.
get into sparring stories because I never know what's true. So I'm like, unless I
Yeah,
see
but
the evidence, I don't believe any of that shit.
but at the end of the day, it wasn't like Conor Ben's dad came out. Oh, I just saw. No, it was someone who was there saying like, oh yeah, we saw it. We were there in the gym. They were sparring, and this is what happened. There's plenty of times stories like that happen. And it wasn't like his dad coming out like, oh man, I saw him knock his ass out. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just someone else was watching that and was just talking about it, right? Someone who worked with Conor and shit, right? So at the same time, I mean, come on, this is the same senior Benavidez that who's been saying a lot of shit, and we clearly haven't seen David do the shit that his daddy said he was gonna do. I mean, that's just facts.
Now, so you think Bud Crawford
Yeah.
would beat up William Skull easily at 68?
I think he'll probably take him out around 11, 12, maybe around there, maybe.
Okay.
But I think he would, yeah.
No.
Solid is, does Bud Crawford beat William Skull at 68?
But like I said, I understand Crawford was stupid enough to think that he can go up to fight a heavier guy. He's a 147 pounder. at best, maybe do 154. Due to weight, no. He's not a 68 pounder, so no. Because I think the problem is the guy, that young dude, whatever, Edgar, he's saying everything's about money. I just think Crawford is crazy to think he can beat Canelo. He's saying it's all about money. I just don't agree with that. I think Crawford is just crazy enough to think I can beat a bigger guy, so I want to fight Canelo. I really believe that's why this fight is happening. I don't. Or if these rumors are saying I'm not.
Why don't he take a tune-up? Why he don't take a tune-up fight?
Nah, for some strange reason, I believe. I'm assuming now.
For some strange reason,
but for some,
you can't be delusional like that. You just
no, it's not delusion. It's not delusion. I believe Crawford is crazy enough to think that. Like, I can beat Canelo and Canelo only. And I think that's why I really think he's thinking that.
All right, solid is. So let's just pretend here, or let's just try to think in the future here. In September, when that fight happens, if in around round between between the third and the fifth round, if he gets tagged and all of a sudden he just closes up shop and gets on his bike, is that going to change your mind about what you think Crawford thinks?
I think, to be honest with you, I never responded to. I heard you say it a couple of times, and I never responded to that. I think if Crawford gets in the ring with him and he actually fights him, I think he'll fight him straight up. If he loses, he loses. I don't think he'll run or do that shit Charlo did.
But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I hope that happens because then he'll get knocked out. But what I'm asking you is, if he gets touched and then all of a sudden he closes up shop and then he starts running, is that going to change your mind about what you're saying right now?
No, you can say that, but I don't think he would do that though.
I know, but if he did, we're working on the assumption if he did.
If he did, yeah, you could say that, yeah. But I don't believe it would happen. But if that were to happen, yeah.
Okay, now I have a hypothetical question for the panel. This is from my brother Mike Trades. He says, yo, Nuke, imagine Canelo calls out Artur Beterbiev, disrespects him, says that Artur Beterbiev is scared of Mexicans, and then an Artur Beterbiev fights him, and then all of the Mexican fans blame the Russian fans. It's absurd. So he's basically saying this is what's happening with Crawford right now in his face.
Salute, Mike. Salute.
Salute, Mike.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
That's literally what's going on.
I mean, it's literally the same thing. Son of New Jersey, you want to go ahead and pull up your jersey real quick? Pause.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's God damn it, Nuke. Yeah, it's
what's your marital status?
It's
joking.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not able to see it, but
That's joking.
That's so fucked up. Hey,
That's joking.
next time, hey, I'm gonna use that to fight sports. I see him next time. I'll probably see him.
What does it say? There you go, Swift.
Bro.
Oh man, look at the jersey.
Okay.
What's on the front?
It's my
Hold on, you're
esports
covering
jersey
it up.
from
You're covering it
college.
up. Show me again. Show me again.
Oh, my fault. Give me a sec.
Is that
Hold
an
on,
Eagles jersey?
Oh, I see you right
no,
there.
it's my
I see you.
esports.
I see you, my brother. That's
But,
fire right there, my brother.
Yeah, and it's also like I got it from college when we were finished playing esports. We got done with number one. We made it to nationals for a different game, which even though we ended up losing in round one in the nationals to California State,
My number.
it's all right. And we made grand finals for the Sun Conference, but even though we got second, it's okay. We're getting there. I believe we'll come back in the fall. But before I head out, because it's the 2-hour mark and I got to head out, but I just want to say the only people on my team who I believe, honestly, that are elite, in my opinion, I want to give a special shout out to my teammates, which my teammates I'd say are Sanaya, a.k.a. Vendetta, Brandon, a.k.a. B-Man Stars 123, Sabrina, aka Payley, which I like to call her Palin just to fuck around. She doesn't like it when I call her that. But and who else? My boy Nex, aka Hakirino Buki, formerly known as Nex Mizuki TTV, which if you want to check him out on Twitch, go right ahead. He streams Overwatch. I don't know if anyone on the panel plays Overwatch, but I do, which is the game that I play. And I'd like to give a special shout out to my boy Jonathan, aka Ice Boy 5125, as the last one. And I'm looking forward to playing with them and seeing them in the fall. Cannot wait. And just to let y'all know, when I target grand finals and when I win, that championship is going to be for Nuke in the panel. Just letting y'all know that.
All right. All right.
And we're about to check out. I just want to let everybody know we're about to check out. I want to see all you guys on the panel Friday night, Saturday night after the fights. We're going to be live back-to-back nights. And one thing I want to tell everybody on the panel, never ask a man his marital status. Salute, everybody.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute, everyone.